Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. So we got day one. Day one of NBA free agency. It is 5:10 here in Houston, and we are waiting for the NBA to act like they're doing something constructive. They're literally just waiting about 15 to 20 minutes before they actually do anything. So while we wait, let's talk about what's already taken place. What's already taken place is LeBron James has said adios to the Lakers. He has let the Lakers know it's over. It's Jover. He said he's not coming back. Now, coming into this whole free agency period, I was expecting us to sign LeBron for like 15 million or so. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping that they would like come to an agreement where either he took less money or he just said, "All right, I'm out," or I'm retiring. I thought those were the three options. He would take 15 million to 20 million, or he would leave and go somewhere else, or retire. So it looks like two of the three options are on the table. Actually, one, because he did say that he plans to play next season. Now, I do think it's kind of weird that he told Rich Paul to talk to every team in the league. Like, what is that about? Why is LeBron James talking to every team in the league and asking them to pitch to him why he should go there, basically? Like, that's a little strange. It's also, do I want to say what it actually is? It's pretty egotistical. Like, bro, just say, hey, these are the teams I want to go to, as opposed to making it seem like the teams are chasing you, even though you told the teams, hey, come talk to me. Like, I mean, you're in year potentially 24. Like, you're not gonna be sought after like when you came to the Lakers, or when what year was that? There was one year where it seemed like he was actually gonna leave, but he was like holding up the process, and he was taking forever to come up with like a solution to or answer to him staying or going. Eventually, of course, he said he was staying, but those days are over, bro. Like, why are you trying to live that lifestyle still? Like, having your agent tell every team in the league, "Hey, I'm open for business," kind of signals that you're not the same guy you were like 8 to 10 years ago, which is fine. Like, you're 40, bruh. You're a 40-year-old in the NBA still, potentially going into year 24. Like, you're not supposed to be quote unquote him. You're supposed to be on your last legs. And you look way better than a player on their last legs. Now, throughout the course of the I don't think he was like top 25, barely top 30 in the regular season. In the playoffs, circumstances, we were playing the Houston Rockets, who didn't have Kevin Durant, and the best player on the floor for them was between Amin Thompson and Alperen Sengun. So it kind of opens the door that LeBron could be the best player on the floor. I do think if KD would have played the whole series, it would have looked way different for the Lakers and the Rockets, simply because clearly KD was the best player amongst both teams quite easily this season. So if he were to if he would have if he would have played that whole series just looks different. But it was cool to see or to know now in hindsight. Didn't really know that at the time that LeBron's last like moment for the Lakers would be beating the Houston Rockets in a series that we should not have been in. So that was cool. Let me know in the comments if you've not done so. Actually, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do that, and then let me know in the comments. What do you think LeBron's gonna play this season? I literally don't know. Or like, of course I don't know literally, but like I don't really have an idea outside of Cleveland and Miami. I don't really think the Golden State stuff is real. I don't think I don't think that they're gonna get Anthony Davis, LeBron, Steph, and Draymond. Like that's really wishful thinking. And then I seen somebody. Don't get me started on what I saw today after that news popped out. I seen that Steph Curry will be top 5 all time if he got LeBron, AD, and Draymond to win a championship with him. Like how? How does that boost you from not top 10 to top 5? Like what? You literally went and got the Avengers, like an old version of the Avengers, but still, like that's those four guys together is NBA Avengers in any like at any point in their careers after their prime have started. Like to say that Steph will become top 5 is just that's silly. So yeah, we're waiting around for like some news of some sort to pop up. We got day one of free agency. We do know there were 23 deals done already. Kawhi is headed back to Toronto. I don't know how that came about, but somehow, some way, Toronto is about to get Kawhi Leonard back. So I'm interested to see how what they about to do in free agency because that kind of changes a lot. That kind of changes the way you kind of want to construct the team now. And also, what are you about to do with RJ Barrett? So that's interesting. I low key want to go by like each team and like just discuss briefly what what they should be looking for right now. The thought just came to mind. Probably should have been more prepared. This, to be honest, was a spontaneous stream. Uh, let's do it this way. But we got a hi in the chat. Hi, how are you? Where are you coming from? Or where you commenting from? I know a lot of people like overseas like to be on YouTube and try to get their sports addiction here. So let me know in the comments where y'all from. Where y'all from? Who do you think LeBron's gonna play for this coming year too? I kind of could put a poll in there, huh? Let me put a poll up. Let me put a poll up while we're right here. Where do I go for polls? I'm still learning how to work this. Here we go, poll. Where will LeBron James play this season? How many options should I give? 4, right? So we're gonna go, or 3. We're gonna go Cleveland, the Cavs, the Heat, or other. Oh, let's put the Warriors because it's been talked about. Warriors are other. What's a sneaky team that LeBron should go to? That's a good question too. The most important thing is about you. Thank you. Thank you. Who your favorite basketball player? My favorite player. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you my favorite player all time. Late great Kobe Bryant. And then my current favorite player is Hall of Famer, best scorer of all time, Kevin Durant. So those are my two favorite basketball players. Now my very first excuse me, my very first favorite player might show my age here, but Steve Francis, one of my very well was the first my very first player. The very first player that I like took note of and was like, oh yeah, I want to hoop like him. Was Steve Francis. Did that poll go up? Cause it surely disappeared as I was typing. Mine LeBron. All right. I mean, it makes sense. LeBron has been around for 23 years. And to be honest, for at least 20, to be honest, man, 23 of those years, he's been a top. I'm going to be like generous to the players that were in the league in 2003. He was top 15 at least since he came into the league. The man came out of high school and was like NBA ready. I've never seen anything like that before. Oh, here we go. Let me post it. So LeBron, where will LeBron play this season? Cavs, Heat, Warriors, other. Let me post that. Boom, there we go. He said, "Ooh, not really an NBA fan, but keep grinding, bro. Love from Trinidad. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Trinidad. I have a ex coworker that's from there. Cool, really cool guy. Every person that I've known from there, cool people. So yeah, I actually want to visit. He did tell me a few times that I should visit. He goes like once or twice a year. And he told me I should visit. But yeah, having LeBron as your favorite player, I get it. If you think he's the GOAT, I get it. He's in my top three all time. I think it's MJ, Kobe, and Bron. Those three. And any to be honest, any order will do for me. I've gotten to that point. I used to be really like, it's Kobe, Jordan, and then a gap, Bron. I used to be that guy. I even used to be the Kobe's way better than Jordan guy for like a little bit when I was in high school. But yeah, that's when like Kobe was getting hated on massively. This was like when I got into high school, Shaq and Kobe were like in the middle of the feud. So yeah. Who do we have on the move? So I see Woj is on. He's just talking about LeBron. We're just talking about LeBron. He um he did have Rich Paul go to every team and say, "Hey, if you want me, let me know how you can come and get me." Like, seems a little thirsty if you ask me, but this is not the route I'm going to take. I don't want to seem like one of those bitter Laker fans or like one of those Kobe fans that like didn't like LeBron. I love every minute of LeBron on our team. Actually, I take that back. I did not love every minute. When he first got here, I was a little skeptical, but of course, you got to understand when LeBron came to the Lakers, LeBron was an op of most Laker fans because for a long period of time, the discussion around the NBA, the biggest discussion, the biggest debate around the NBA was LeBron versus Kobe. Kobe versus LeBron. It started before LeBron came in the league. It was Kobe and Mike, and then when LeBron got in the league, it was, hey, this is Kobe's league still. LeBron was even one of those guys that was like, this is Kobe's league. And then it got to a point, probably like 2009, 2010 ish, where it was like, all right, yeah, this kid LeBron, he's a certified hooper now. So by that time period, it became Kobe versus LeBron, who's the best in the league. And then both of their teams were good, so it was like, we're gonna get this NBA Finals matchup, and then Bron didn't do his end of the bargain. So like, you got to understand where all the fans that do or did not like LeBron at first came to start to understand his greatness and accept it and appreciate it. To be honest, I'm being totally transparent on this stream today. Um, I didn't become a anti LeBron guy until probably midway through his first year here, right before he got injured. Actually, is when I was like, yeah, all right, cool, he's here, like, and he really wants to be here. I thought he was coming to the Lakers to just make movies and then use the spotlight to like to boost what he had going on off the court. Because if you remember, I don't know if anybody's ever, I have not heard anybody mention this in years. When LeBron first got to LA, he was really, really heavy on, hey, I got my own media company, and me and my media company want to get every deal we can find. Like, if you think about it, if I were to ask you right now, when's the last time you heard about any LeBron production or any LeBron media venture? You'd probably be like, oh, dang, I haven't heard about anything in like years. But it's because when he first got here, that's all he would talk about. So I thought he was like going down that path. And quite honestly, he might have been. It just turned out that his body never gave up and he never lost his powers. So he kept hooping. But I originally thought he came here to start his move into Hollywood and then inside of Hollywood, become like this big media mogul. I thought that was his original plan coming here, because I did not see like how he saw Lonzo, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and was like, yeah, that's where I want to go win another championship at. Like, there's no way. But we did learn after that first season that was just a warm up to get rid of them to get Anthony Davis in. So we have our first deal. Well, according to Shams, at least. Somebody else may have been reporting something, but our first deal is hilarious. The first deal on the board is DeAndre Jordan has agreed to a deal to return to the Pelicans for his 19th NBA season. They gave him the scraps out the gate. DeAndre Ayton, why are we getting DeAndre Ayton Sham bombs? Come on now, we deserve better. We deserve better, Shams. We don't need our phone lighting up to tell us DeAndre Ayton is back. Bones Hollins will sign with the Wolves per John. I probably have to open Twitter now, like, because it's multiple. Since Woj retired, I will say this is like how you can see or you know that Woj was really him, and that it's levels between Woj and what Shams is, or it has become. When Woj was him, everything flowed through Woj, and you had to get a tag with Woj to say, "Oh, I was a part of that breaking news." Shams gives a few of those, but not as many. So guys like can independently go get their own stuff now. Like Woj had the market covered. Goodness gracious. So like you'll see a random like since then, guys like Mark Stein have just become like way bigger. When I was growing up in high school, college, Mark Stein was like on ESPN shows and had like reporter, like he was a reporter or a columnist, and he would like cover the NBA. So he was valid, but he never was like a breaking news guy. And like the last 2 years or so, like whenever he's bringing up trade rumors and stuff, it's like, oh, this is about to get done. That's what that means. So like he actually went up the ranks since Woj just left. But this is making me remember that story they did on Woj, or like they were talking about Woj and how aggressive he is and selfish as it pertains to like NBA breaking news stuff. How he wouldn't let his colleagues like get breaking news off on the air before him, even though they would get the report first. They would have to like go through him and confirm with his sources, or let his sources come through and confirm, and then they could go with it. Like I guess that was like a ESPN rule. I guess because they were paying him so much. Like, what's the point of me paying all this news if we can't act like you got all the news first? So, but yeah, so Bones is headed back to Minnesota, which makes sense. And DeAndre Ayton is the first Shams bomb, for whatever reason. He's headed back for his 19th year. He's going to be a Pelican. So, according to The Athletic, Rich Paul said LeBron knows the Lakers are building for the future and he also wants to compete for championships. All right, bruh. How long ago did they announce that LeBron's not coming? Has it been 6 hours yet? Because I want to get some stuff off. I'm not going to lie. And the only reason I want to get some stuff off is because every time I open Twitter, Rich Paul has a new quote, and it's starting to annoy me. How long ago did we get that? 6 hours. Yeah, it's been 6 hours. All right. For Rich Paul to say LeBron wants to compete for championships and put an S behind it alludes to the idea that he thinks, well, him and LeBron in their camp thinks that he is going to be around for multiple seasons and he wants to go on multiple runs. News flash. Nobody is about to pay y'all crazy money or any like sufficient funds to stick around in your age 44 season. And I feel like that's a shot at the Lakers, like saying y'all are far from contenders, so we need to get out of here because y'all ain't gonna help us try to win. Bro, we couldn't win because you had $50 million on that cap. Like, duh. Now, granted, Austin is getting 40 of that now, so maybe this time next year I'll be saying the same thing about Austin. Depends on how Rob cooks or not cooks this free agency period. Who also, matter of fact, let's put a pin in that LeBron thing right now. Cause to be honest, I want to make this a LeBron thank you day more so than anything. I did post a video. If you've not done so, go check it out. It's a thank you LeBron video for everything in your Laker tenure. So also, if you hit the like button on this stream and hit that subscribe button to my channel, I've had a few people come in with comments. So I know y'all some NBA watchers, lovers, likers, some of the sorts. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, please. What was I talking about? Oh, Rob Pelinka. This is day one of your potential eviction notice. Because if you get this offseason, oh boy, if you fail this offseason, boy, that's the last thing you want to do if you plan on being a GM in the NBA again. Because you definitely will not be the Lakers GM if you fail this summer. You cannot tell Luka Doncic your whole plan for 2 years is 2026, brother. We got you. 2026, we got you. And your plan is to go after restricted free agents? Jalen Duren restricted. Well, that wasn't even like on the table originally. Like you would have to like send some crazy deal to them to have gotten him before we got to this point. Before he stunk in the playoffs and the Detroit was like, nah, we're not paying you that. Kessler Walker, I don't get the hype on that. I don't know why Rob has been after this guy for like 4 years. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I can admit it. I don't watch a lot of Jazz games, but I do understand when I do watch the Jazz games, one or two things are happening. Either he's not playing, which is a lot, or when he does play, you don't really feel that he's on the court. Like he's not really impactful in the games that I personally watch. And I'm not saying I watch a lot of Jazz games, but over the years I've watched a good amount of Jazz games. Like I'm familiar with Keontae George. I'm familiar with Laurie, of course. Triple J's over there now. But before that, they had a lot of nobodies on their team for a few years. But some of those guys are actually good. What is it, Sensabaugh? That guy's nice. The rookie Ace Bailey, like him. I like them more coming out of college, but in the NBA, I'm not sure what he's gonna be, honestly. What's the other kid I'm thinking of? I see his face. Play with Bronny at USC. What is the kid's name? Not Collins. It starts with a C for sure, though. I can't think of his name though. But that kid, nice. His rookie year, he has like some moments, but his second year, he was turning up before they went into like either he got injured or they went into real tank mode and they just stopped playing him. One of the two, I can't remember. But yeah, the Jazz have some parts, but I don't understand that Kessler Walker like obsession. I wish I did. I wish I understood it, and I wish I was on board with it because we do need a center. But I don't think he's like the one that you throw all the money at. And if that was your plan coming in, like boy, are we in trouble. It's starting to make me feel like I don't want to say this because I don't want to speak it into existence. But there is a world where Rob just totally screws up the whole Luka era. Hopefully he doesn't. I'm not of the belief that he will actually, but it is a world where he can totally do that. All right, free agent sharpshooter Tim Hardaway Jr. has agreed to a deal with the Miami Heat. Oh, dang. Bro saw Giannis over there and not enough players to stop him from wanting to go over there so he can get some minutes. I'm cool with that. Tim Hardaway Jr. on the Miami Heat. They lost Tyler Hero. They're about to lose Norman Powell, so it actually makes sense why his agent would be like, "Hey, let's go check out the Miami temperature." And no pun intended. Um, and shout out to them, they got it done. So Tim Hardaway, that's a solid pickup for the Miami Heat. Giannis does need shooters, so they don't really have one on the roster outside of him currently, outside of Tim Hardaway. Because Mitchell's not really a shooter. Bam is definitely not a shooter. But Bam does shoot threes, but we don't want that. Giannis definitely not a shooter. Who else is on their roster currently, actually? Let's see. Let's see. Should I keep a tab open on here? I don't know if it'll start like geeking out. Let's try to put up a tab. That way we can see like the latest Shams bombs or like news in general. Cause it might just start pouring in eventually. Like I'm pretty sure in the next 10 to 15 minutes they'll just be nonstop. I do like Tim Hardaway Jr. though. Let's see here. Let's share my screen. Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Miami Heat. I actually like that for Tim Hardaway. I like that for the Heat as well. The first tweet I see, I just mentioned that. Real Talk said, I hope Rob knows his job is on the line right now. Yeah, I definitely agree. I hope he knows too. Cause that joint is definitely on the line. Oh, let's move me. Let's move me. Let's move me. I'm all in the way of y'all's view. Let's move me. Let's move me. Let's put one person right here so we can close this down a little bit. All right, here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Can I move this screen up or down? All around? Can I move this mug? Oh, okay. Nah, I want mine's on top. Can I close this a little bit? Let's see here. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to fix this screen so y'all can see it better. All right, I think I like this. All right, so we got our third bomb from, second bomb from Shams. The first one was silly. The first one was DeAndre Jordan. Look, man, I got to do my job and at least show y'all, though. His first bomb was DeAndre Jordan is headed back to the Pelicans. His second one is Tim Hardaway Jr. is headed to the Miami Heat, which I actually like that one. I like that one for Tim Hardaway, and I like that for the Heat. Like I said, Giannis is over there now, so they do need some shooting. So if you're a shooter and you want playing time, why not go to Miami? Only makes sense. They don't have a starting two guard as of right now, so he's in the running for that. Unless they can pull off a deal to get one. Like, to me, he's not a starting shooting guard, Tim Hardaway. But I mean, if the team don't have one, get in where you fit in, player. That's how I view it. Let me move me to the other side. That way the chats can be seen still. So yeah, we got Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Miami Heat. Bones is staying in in Minnesota. Speaking of Memphis, Ja Morant. You know what? Let me do what I said I was gonna do, which is just go by team and just give some thoughts and opinions on what's going on over there. Let me change this again. Let's go rectangle. And let's put me in the corner. We got a rectangle. I'm in the corner. Let me slide down a little bit. There we go. That might be it right there. That's a lot better. Okay, so let me find the little. Do I have that picture with all the teams on it? It's a little easier to think of the teams if I can see them, or see them instead of thinking of it. All 30 NBA teams. That's crazy. We're about to have 32 teams soon. I do wonder what the Vegas team's name's gonna be. How you and the rest are the best in my wait, who? Who is HY? HY and the rest are the best in my opinion, so I think I can agree. It's not the same for everyone else in this situation, and it's just not a big issue at this time, but it's not a huge issue at all. Are you yapping right now? I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, all 30 teams up on my screen. I can see them now. But who did I say? Let's talk about Ja. Ja is in Portland right now. Wait a minute, we got another Shams tweet. It's probably about to start moving fast. Oh wow. It's not a free agent news, but it is league news. It's interesting too. So he says league news. Oh, the Hardaway deal is 1 year, 6.5 million. Dang, that's cheap. Rob couldn't have got that done, bruh. I mean, I guess he wants playing time, but league news: the NBA will hold the NBA Cup championship game at Butler's Hinkle Fieldhouse on December 11 next season. Sources tell ESPN. Let's see where that is. I have no idea where that's at. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. What? You got to be more detailed. What does HY stand for? It might be something very simple and it's going over my head. I got a lot that I'm looking at right now and thinking of. So yeah. Unless you're saying Highland, like Bones Highland, maybe. Why didn't Shams just say what city that is? None free agent news. This is from Jake Fisher. NBA sent a memo to teams that the 2026 NBA Cup Championship be played at Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Okay, so Indiana. What? Why? Is that where the Fever play? Hinkle Fieldhouse? Or is that what the Pacers Arena is called? Why are they moving to Indiana? What? So the NBA Cup championship game will be no longer in Vegas this season, but it'll be in Indiana at a college arena? Is this where what team is this? Where Butler plays? Oh, brother. Why are they playing at a college stadium in Indiana? What's the thinking behind this? From Vegas to from Vegas to Indiana. Adam Silver is a hilarious human. Bruh. So the NBA Cup game, championship game will no longer be in Vegas. It will be in Indiana, where the Butler Bulldogs play college basketball at. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. Um, this guy Adam Silver is a funny guy, man. And I'm not saying hee hee ha ha funny either. Funny guy. Funny guy. Let's see. Any more news dropped since we last hit the button? LeBron James will be patient and open minded as he enters free agency. Yo, okay, this first line just tells me LeBron doesn't really have a plan. LeBron's winging it right now. Why is LeBron winging free agency? Why did he leave the. I feel like this was an emotional move. He will be open minded as he enters free agency, with his top priority being playing at the highest level and winning a championship. Okay, so if we're taking LeBron's word verbatim to be serious, then every NBA team is on the table right now. So that means the New York Knicks are on the table. Let's go down in order of who had the best seasons this season. That means the contenders this past season that LeBron thinks he could join right now, because his whole plan all of a sudden is to purely win and play at the highest level. New York Knicks, San Antonio Spurs, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Who did the Knicks beat in the conference finals? It was not the Hawks. It was not the Celtics. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, so that's one team that I think he might actually join. And then you can look at Miami because they got Giannis now. And then from there you'd have to go what? Okay, so if you're on the Lakers tier, that means you lost in the second round. So that means he's not going to be on the Lakers. So he don't think anybody that's not better than the Lakers, LeBron James does not want to be on a team. So LeBron should have just said, "Hey, I got 6 teams I want to go to, which are the Thunder, the Spurs, uh Cavaliers, the Knicks." Cuz there's no way he thinks Atlanta is better than the Lakers. Let's go through this fully. See, this is what I'm talking about. The more and more LeBron reports come out, the more and more I'm starting to get annoyed. So according to LeBron, he wants to win, play at the highest of levels, right? So that means anybody that is not better than the Lakers, LeBron doesn't want to hear from you. So let's go round by round. Let's see who didn't make the playoffs. So all the teams that did not make the playoffs, we're about to X them out right now, unless you're Miami because Miami just got Giannis. So the Wizards, you're out of play. The Pacers, you're out of play. The Nets, you're out of play. The Bulls, the Bucks, Miami got a chance. Charlotte, you're out of play. Orlando Magic, were they better than the Lakers last year? No. You're out of play. The Philadelphia 76ers, better than the Lakers last year? No. You're out of play. Toronto Raptors, no. You're out of play. Cleveland Cavaliers, sure, yes. So the Cavs, the Knicks, the Celtics, the Pistons. That's 4 teams. Let's go Western. Utah, are you in play? No. Sacramento, heck no. Memphis, heck no. Double heck no. The Mavs, no way. Pelicans, no way. Golden State, were not better than they were as is. They were not better than the Lakers last year. So why would you want to go to Golden State? Clippers, no. You just lost Kawhi. Actually, I take that back. The Raptors would be a yes. So that's 5 teams in the East because Kawhi's there now. Let's say the Clippers, no. Phoenix, no. Portland, no. Portland, maybe. Just because all the moves. Well, getting getting rid of Jeremy Grant, but possibly. Minnesota, no. We were better last year. But also, too, they just got LaMelo. So, like, the ones that have made trades, I can understand if you add those to the list. So far, it's just Portland, possibly, Minnesota, the Rockets, and the Nuggets. Spurs, OKC Thunder. So how many teams is that? That's 5 in the East. If I give you Pistons, Celtics, Knicks, Cavs, Raptors, and we'll give you Miami because Giannis is there now, and they need players. So the East has 6 teams that LeBron will be willing to play for, according to what he's saying right now. If we're taking him for his word right now, which his word is, he's open-minded as he enters free agency with his top priority being playing at the highest level and winning a championship. So we in championship mode with LeBron, which means you sorry teams, all you teams that sorry, Lakers included, y'all are out the mix. Top 4 team in the West, out the mix. Can't win. Not a contender. Not playing at the high, cannot play at the highest of levels. So everybody below them, in theory, LeBron should not want to be on. Because you just beat the Rockets. Why would you want to go join the Rockets after you just beat them? And you were depleted. So wouldn't the Rockets in your mind be so far behind that, like, me joining them, they're not playing at the highest levels? So highest of levels, Minnesota lost to the Spurs in the second round. Lakers lost to the Thunder in the second round. So, like, Minnesota's on the same level as the Lakers. Denver lost in the first round. Spurs and OKC. So you really only think the Spurs and OKC in the West and maybe those 5 teams in the East. 6 teams in the East. So we're looking at 8 teams possibly that LeBron thinks or are teams that play at the highest of levels. So let's see. Which of these teams do you think LeBron would actually go to? In my poll, I put 4 of these teams, actually. The Cavs were in there. Miami was on there. Actually, no. Warriors were on there. Warriors not in the mix. So, yeah. LeBron sounds like he had no plan going into this free agency, and he is winging it like a mug right now. That's what this starting to sound like. Has anybody dropped anything before I continue on that? Jalen Duren reportedly has interest in joining the Celtics. Yeah, Jalen Duren and LeBron are in the same boat right now. They just want somebody to come scoop them up and save them. That's what I'm starting to feel like. I love you, Bron, but man, these last 4 to 5 hours, brother, Rich Paul is not doing you no favors. Because if the report is you are looking to win, you're open minded, you're looking to win, then the Spurs should be on your radar. We should be seeing a report in the next 2 or 3 hours that the Spurs are either interested or they are not because they feel like LeBron wants to be with them. If not, then you are yapping. If so, then he's about to prove me all the way wrong. Because I'm of the belief that he would never go to a city like San Antonio to play basketball for a living. I low key think Houston might be like maybe. Granted, he did play in Cleveland, but I mean Cleveland, that's where he grew up, so that makes way more sense. He's never been to like a small city outside of Cleveland, and that's his hometown. And he left there twice. Nigga left his hometown twice. But yeah. So I mean, if he's serious, the Thunder are on the table. They didn't win last year. Now, if he and he has to go about this like a certain way too. Like another a part of me is like, why are you so strong on like trying to win another championship? Or is this is just talk? Because you're in year 24, bro. Like, what is the championship? I mean, I guess narrative wise, maybe you don't feel like he's actually past Jordan to the masses. Maybe that's his like, I'm still in it for that. Cause it ain't Bronny. At first we thought it was Bronny. It ain't Bronny. He ain't in it for Bronny. He ain't in it for strictly the love of the game. Cause if he was strictly for the love of the game, he would have stayed with the Lakers for like the cheap. It can't be about money because he's not about to get a bunch of money. So it has to be narrative based. Or like he just wants to win another championship that bad, which I don't think anybody wants to win a championship that bad, where they're willing to go to all 30 teams. Like no matter the city or circumstance, as long as the team can try to win, I'm down. That sounds a lot. That sounds thirsty. Most NBA legends don't sound like that. Where it's like, I'm down to go play for all 30 teams if it means I'll win a championship. Like, who does that? Like, what are you trying? What do you have left to prove, LeBron? We know that you are a winning player. We know that you are an all-time great winning player at that. We also know you're like top tier NBA player all time. Like at worst, to me personally, at worst, I'm hearing somebody say LeBron is top 4. And that's only because of accolades that come along with Kareem. That's the only reason. Outside of that, LeBron is no less than top 3 NBA all time, whatever way you want to paint it. If you want to go player for player, if you want to go resume, if you want to go story, like you name it, the pathway to we're ranking the best players, greatness, accolades, whatever, he's in that top tier of players. Like he's gonna be one of the first ones snagged. No way, no matter what way you try to like build this criteria. So yeah, like what do you got left to prove? What's good, everyone? Happy Tuesday. What's up, Daniel? What do you think about this LeBron news, Daniel? I see you're a sports channel. I know you got a take. What do you think about this LeBron stuff? We're talking about it right now because it's just been reported by Chris Haynes that LeBron is open minded to going to any team because his top priority is winning a championship. So in my mind, he's like narrowed his teams down to like 7 or 8 teams, which are the Celtics, the Heat, the Spurs, the Thunder, the Cavs, the Raptors, the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Pistons. So like to me, if it ain't one of them 8 teams, then he's yapping because nobody else outside of that had a better season than the Lakers last year, and that's like a better ending to the season or regular season than the Lakers, and that's with Luca missing time, LeBron missing time, Austin missing time throughout the season, and then losing Austin and losing Luca for majority of the playoffs, if not all the playoffs, in those two scenarios circumstances. So I'm trying to figure out who all these teams he think are better than the Lakers that he just chose to leave. I might sound like the hurt girlfriend right now, but I'm literally trying to figure out like if your priority is winning, you just left a top. What was our record last year? Let's say we go the whole league wide. The Lakers had the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 best record and were 3 games away from top 4 record. And that's with LeBron missing, I think, the first 18 games or something crazy like that. That's with Austin going like a month without playing because of an ankle. That's with Luca missing more than a month as well with the hamstring. And then before the hamstring, Luca was already like borderline missing games to the point where we didn't know if he was gonna make an All NBA team because of games missed. So all those circumstances. Now, granted, the Nuggets did have. Well, this is a little tricky because the last week or two of the season, like teams are just winning games that they should not be winning or losing games that like they're just not trying. So, worst case, we were tier 2 last season. So if you don't think your team is tier 2, then that means you only want to go. I mean, if you think you see your team is tier 2, and you think they're not good enough, they're not really going to play at a high level, then the people above them are only the Spurs, the Thunder, the Pistons, the Boston Celtics. The Denver Nuggets are on this regular season list, but they went out in the first round healthy, minus Aaron Gordon, but for the most part healthy. So you can't sit here and tell me that you want to win and that's the reason you left, and then come back and say, hey, I only want to play at the highest of levels. But the team I just left was a top 6 team in the NBA. I'm going to go to a team that was beneath them last year. Like, what? That don't even make sense. All right, we just got some new updates. Okay, so they're talking about, okay, here we go. Free agent Kelly Oubre plans to meet with the Sixers, Pacers, Blazers, and Lakers, among others. Sources tell Yahoo Sports. So Kelly Oubre potentially might go back to the Sixers, might pull up with the Pacers, might pull up with the Blazers, might pull up with the Lakers. How do the Blazers have money? Are they like under the first apron to where they can use a mid-level or something? Jake is giving the total compensation for the draft picks in the Kawhi deal. But you know Kawhi officially got traded, right? You saw? Yeah. Kawhi officially got traded. So he's in Toronto again, love, bro. My son's an NBA fan, so I be giving him updates. He be coming to me with updates too. It's funny. He's about to go to soccer practice though. So Shams just reported Kawhi Leonard to the Raptors has been agreed to. Sources tell ESPN the Clippers will receive unprotected first round pick in 2031 and 33. 2030 and 33 second round picks and a 2027 first round swap. So the Raptors didn't have to give up a lot. They did give up Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and those picks, but they didn't really want Brandon Ingram or Grady Dick, especially after last season. And Grady's just been a bust of a pick, so they've been trying to get off of him. So the Raptors didn't even give up anything to get Kawhi, a top 5 to 7 player in the NBA last season. Like, what is Rob Pelinka doing, man? What is he trying to do? I need to know. If his priority is a center and we're about to walk away with DeAndre Ayton as our starter next year, like, get this man out my team, man. Get him off my team. I'm really starting to get to a stance where it's Rob Pelinka goes or I'm gone as a Laker fan. Like, that's where it's kind of headed. And like I heard somebody mention, my guy Real Talk mentioned this earlier, and I'm definitely on the boat with him on this one. He said if Rob loses Luka, then he lost me too. I'm definitely on that train, brother. Cause I've been tired of Rob Pelinka for the longest. Before we even won the championship, I was skeptical of him. Because of like the rift between him and Magic originally, and how he got the job was a little shady. But like just year after year after year, he'll do something that was like, oh dang, Rob cooked. And then right after that, it's just like he's hibernating. He's done for the season. And then when he comes back out to play, it's trash. He goes and drafts some bust trying to take a swing at the wrong time. Like man, come on. He don't want to give up draft capital because the draft capital is essential. But he's using the draft capital to draft guys that won't be in the NBA in 2 years. Like, bruh, pick a lane. Either you're gonna suck at draft picking or you're gonna suck at holding on to draft picks. Like, pick a lane, bro. You can't hoarder the picks to avoid getting better players and then hoarder those picks to go pick players that are gonna be out of the NBA in a few years. Like, bro, at some point in time, somebody in that office has to, the higher up office has to come downstairs and say, "Hey, Rob Pelinka, this was the week, brother. Like, I need to see something that is gonna woo me." And if he want to be real with them and be like, "Hey, I can't woo you in a week, bro. Hand over the keys, man, cause this ain't it." I'm tired of seeing all these teams with these deals where it's like they've given up nothing to get these players. Like the Clippers are bad with this. Like the Clippers will get good players and not give up anything. So like, yeah, it's annoying. So yeah, like Rob, man, your job is definitely on the line. I seen this one already. Jalen Duren reportedly wants to play for the Boston Celtics, of course, because they want a center and they're willing to pay for that center. But I just don't think that they'll. The Celtics don't have nothing the Pistons want, to be honest. So that Kawhi deal, what I've not talked about yet is how the Clippers have just went into the go young mode. So that should be free eats in the regular season. Austin and Luca about to fry the Clippers. I mean, we was already like dogging them since Luca came. We've been putting our chests out. My son out here trying to leave without closing the fridge. He's about to head to soccer practice. The World Cup on. He about to get his reps in. He trying to be in World Cup 2038. So, but yeah, the latest news we have is LeBron James is not going to be a Laker. Kawhi's deal is officially gone through. Kelly Oubre is going to meet up with the Sixers, Lakers, Pacers, Blazers, among others. Who else? Who else? Jalen Duren is down to play with the Celtics. Jalen Duren's just chasing the bag right now. Whoever was willing to give him the money, he's trying to get his way there. I get it. Oh, and then maybe the biggest news per se since free agency started is Tim Hardaway Jr. is headed to the Heat. If you have not heard that one, LeBron James. This quote is nagging me, man. LeBron will be patient and open minded as he enters free agency, with his top priority being playing at the highest of levels and winning a championship. That playing at the highest level, like when you just left a top five, top six NBA team, like bro, the only other level is whoever was in the finals and whoever was in the conference finals. Like that's the only other level. So those four teams, That should be who you calling talking to, or the Thunder. Well, how do you go to the Thunder? What's happening? I really don't see the Thunder happening. But yeah, that's what we got so far. Outside of that, I guess we can go through team by team. Um, Let me try this real quick. Try to save some Rams. I'm pretty sure. Oh dang! I closed out the whole thing. I hope that mug ain't. Am I still on? Hopefully. Oh dang! There we go. Okay, yeah, we're still here. I don't know what happened here. Okay, yeah, we're still live. We're still live. I got a little worried. I thought I closed it out, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, LeBron leaves the top 5, top 6 NBA team and said he only wants to go higher. So that means, to me, that means the Spurs, which I'm not gonna lie, I would love LeBron on the Spurs. If LeBron went to the Spurs, I would be geeked out for the Spurs this coming season. I low key was for them this season. Not as much as I intended to be, but like they were one of my favorite teams this year. If he goes to the Spurs, I think I would like have them as my top 3 teams to watch. Cause there's nobody like, to be honest, I was kind of looking forward to the whole Warriors super team again. I missed the super team era, man. Oh yeah, they're showing these Ja Morants with Ja in the Portland jersey. I thought about that earlier. His shoes about to look so fire with their colorways. His new Ja's are fire too. The current ones out right now and the ones coming out. I don't think Ja's missed outside of. Nah, he hasn't. Oh no, his Ja twos are like the twos probably were a miss. My son has the twos, but he has like really really colorful ones, so like they just stand out. Watch somebody put. Oh no, it's Tim Hardaway Jr. He just looked like LeBron when you scroll fast. So yeah, nothing major so far. Just updates on stuff we already know, basically. Tim Hardaway Jr. is probably like the most surprising so far. I didn't see that one coming. Well, I didn't know where he was gonna go, of course. But yeah, so far Tim Hardaway Jr. is like the most surprising or newsworthy ish. See, the Kawhi deal's done. Oh, okay, yeah, let's do what I said I was gonna do earlier. We can go team by team. So let's start with the Atlanta Hawks. Let's go with the Atlanta Hawks first. I love it when I don't save something I intended to save. No, you know what? Let's start with the Celtics. The Celtics, oh yeah, Celtics are a good one because the Celtics have the whole Jaylen Brown thing going on. So yeah, they're actually a hot topic right now. The Celtics are in the process of trying to get rid of Jaylen Brown, according to a lot of people, over the last week and a half or so. So that has been ever since the Giannis stuff came out, and they were trying to get Giannis. They were in the running for Giannis. It's just been Jaylen Brown hates playing with the Celtics at this point, or he understands that they're trying to get him out the building, so he's just trying to find his way out too. Or all NBA player. He only helped bring the city a championship. He only won Finals MVP and Eastern Conference Finals MVP in the same run. He only has been an all NBA level player. He only was an MVP caliber player this year when Jason Tatum went out. He only has played at an all-star level for like the last 6 or 7 years. He's only done all these things for your franchise consistently, but you keep putting him in trade rumors. So like, if I were him, granted, I am a Tatum guy. I've always had the Tatum is better than Jalen take or opinion. So I think Tatum is the better player. I think JB is the second guy on that team, clearly the second guy. But if you've done all the things that he's done within his NBA career thus far, why would you not feel like you're being disrespected? Like I would have to I would have to question you as a person if you don't think you've been disrespected. Yeah, granted those deals were like Anthony Davis in his peak or headed towards his peak. Um Kevin Durant post Achilles, but even post Achilles, he was kind of peaking too in 21. So, and then also Giannis, I mean, it's Giannis. So, having those three guys, but at the same time, you're like, bro, like, what do I have to do for y'all to just be like, all right, let's think about putting Tatum in a trade? Not to hate on Tatum, but like, why don't we ever put him in trades? Like, if you're JB, you start to wonder that. But yeah, the Celtics need to figure out this whole Jaylen Brown situation. They also need a starting center because Kata is not your starting center for the future, buddy. Um, Vooch is not it either. So yeah, they need that position sewn up. They also need a a solid 3 man. Well, technically, yeah, I would say they need a solid three if they're gonna lose JB. They got JB, Derek White, and Tatum. That's your 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, that's your 2, 3, 4. So they really need a point guard. Not necessarily. They need a guard who can be similar to a Derek White in the sense of he's versatile, he plays defense, and he can shoot. That's what they need at the guard position. They also need a center that, of course, can rebound, can defend the rim, can defend at all, and is mobile. So like that's what they would be looking for. And then bench wise, like they got Pritchard off the bench. I think they want to keep it that way. I'm pretty sure he wants a bigger role at some point, but they need to solidify that bench as well. Which it's crazy that the Celtics have like this many things that they can get better at, but they still, even without Tatum for most of the year, were a top team in the East, one of the top teams in the East. Like, I don't know if that says more about the Celtics or says more about the East. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ponder on that one for a while. But yeah, that's kind of where the Celtics are for free agency. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you see guards that fit that mold and for sure centers. So I think the Celtics and the Lakers are going to be competing for center spots. But yeah, it ain't that much out there. Now I did see the center from Toronto. He became a free agent. I think they said that he is interested in the Lakers. Can't think of his name. Sandro? I think he's interested in the Lakers and the Lakers are interested in him. Now, perfect scenario would be we get a starting center and he becomes the backup and then we can move Aiton because I'm over the Aiton experience. Knew I would be after we got him, but yeah, can confirm I'm over over the Aiton experience. I'm pretty sure everybody is, but yeah, I think that's where the Celtics stand. What do I think I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss any Woj bombs. Nah, nothing's come through. What about the Nets? So the Nets. Now this is another team where if I had to like put this team needs this I have a priority list of this for this team. I'm gonna be dead serious with you. Priority number one is replacing Sean Marks because Sean Marks has been getting away with being mid to bad for almost 7 years now. Like, yeah, you got that one team going with D'Lo and Kenny Atkinson, but after that, you got expectations. You fail. You like massively fail with the James Harden, Kyrie, and KD experience. Massive fail. I put that on Rick on Sean on Marks mostly. I don't think that's on Kyrie. I think that's on James and Sean Marks the most, and it's mostly Sean Marks because all Sean Marks had to do was literally pay James Harden. That's all he had to do. So if he would have paid James Harden, like that team would have stuck together. So him trying to play hardball with superstars, and finding out you don't do that, especially with superstars with actual personalities. Like you don't do that, bro. So he goes through that time period and then goes back into the tanking mode, and then now he's making terrible pick after terrible pick. Like, who on the Nets roster is a we want to build around that guy pick so far since KD's left? And remember, he gave away a bunch of picks to get Harden, just to lose Harden in free agency or via trade. So yeah, like Sean Marks is priority number one. Because if you go down their roster, why do they have Julius Randle on the roster? Like, bro, what? You think you're about to get something of value for Julius Randle going forward? Bro, what? MPJ MPJ could actually bring you some stuff, but he's gonna do the exact same thing he did with Mikal, which kind of worked out in his favor, but he waited too long. And Cam, like where their value is here, and you're trying to sell way up here, and that's always tricky because eventually teams are gonna get tired of hearing you trying to like highball them. So and scam, like, bro, we're not giving you 6 picks for MPJ. Like, we're not giving you 4 picks for MPJ. Like, teams are not going to be that desperate no more, especially in the climate with the CBA and how much drafting is going to matter going forward, and the whole lottery odds changing. Like, that's kind of why they had to go get Randall, because they can't be like terrible. It's better to be mid now. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the Nets. Top priority, Sean Marks out of there. Sean Marks, it's funny. Sean Marks and Rob are the only two like or two of the GMs that I'm just like, bruh, get them out of here. I ain't gonna lie to you. H Town, you might have one of those on your hand. I ain't gonna lie. If Stone don't do nothing this offseason, man, yeah. He's like the third. Sean Marks has been on the Sean Marks is off the clock. Like, in my book, he's fired. Rob and Stone, them boys on the clock, bruh. They are on a hot seat. But yeah, that's the Nets. Let's go to the Knicks. The Knicks, I did see, are going to re-sign Jose Alvarado as well as Landry Shamet. James Dolan said he didn't want to go into the second apron. I guess he changed his mind because he did give those guys deals after the championship. So unless they plan on making more moves to like offload some salary, but I don't think they're gonna do that. But the Knicks are fine as is. I mean, you can always upgrade. Oh yeah, they're gonna lose Mitchell. I did forget that. I think they're gonna lose Mitchell. So losing Mitchell, they're gonna need to upgrade that center spot, the backup center. After to have somebody behind Cat, because Cat does get in foul trouble a lot. So that is an important spot for that team. And I mean, if you want to run it back, you're gonna need to get a backup center. And then we got, so that's pretty much on the defending champs, the Knicks, and you got the Celtics, Nets, Knicks, and the Sixers. Sixers, oh my, Kelly Oubre looks like he's flirting with leaving, so they're about to be down a point of attack defender and a wing. So if he were to leave, Grimes is a free agent. I've seen things about Grimes to the Lakers. Hopefully that's true. I'm down for that for sure. But the elephant in the room for the Sixers is you got the worst contract in the NBA on your team. I hate to say it because I'm an Embiid fan, but Embiid's contract is the worst in the NBA. To be exact, let's go over his contract. It's bad. Like a lot of people try to make fun of Fox. Sure, yeah, he's gonna make I think 60, 60 million at some point, or 50 something million within the next 2 years. But bro, Embiid's contract is bad. Let me pull it up. Joel Embiid contract. Here we go. So Embiid is making 58 million basically next season. And then the year after that, 62. And then the year after that, 67. Goodness gracious. He's going to make 67 million in 2 years. And that's a player option. So he's definitely not, turning that down. So yeah, he's going to be 34 at that point. Yikes. And B's only 32 right now. That's crazy. But yeah, worst contract in the NBA right there. And that's coming from an Embiid fan. So, yeesh. Yeah, Sixers. I would say build around Maxi and VJ, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm all the way sold on Maxi anymore. The more time goes on, the more I'm starting to get off Maxi. Like the first year, it was like, yeah, nice player. Um, Rookie year, he played beyond expectations for me at least. I'm pretty sure for everybody too. But yeah, he played beyond expectations his rookie year, and then that second year comes around, and it's like, oh, he's getting compared to like the top picks in his draft, and it's like, oh dang, he might be better than Jalen Green for real. And then he's producing at a level that Jalen Green just isn't. But then like the more time goes by, I'm like, man, Maxie just I'm starting to notice a pattern with him. Like he just gets him up. And his shot diet is not the greatest. And for somebody that small, like you need to like to refine how you get to stuff. Like a guy like Brunson is the perfect example of if you're gonna be a high volume scorer and be small, you need a go-to area on the floor and you need to specialize in that area. Like Maxi, even a guy like Jalen Green, to me, one of his biggest weaknesses is he doesn't have a go-to game. Like he doesn't have a game per se. And every time I start talking about this, I don't know if people understand what I mean by that. It's certain players in the NBA, for the most part, all the great players in the NBA, you know what they want to get to. The problem is they're still going to get to it and they're going to beat you. And they're going to beat you often with it. So if you're a player that's really talented, like a Jalen Green or Shaden Sharp is another example of this. Super talented players. On a given night, they can go and get 30, go get 40. On like a hot night, they can go get 50. But I don't think I think their talent says they can score 50 twice a season. Their game says they might not even drop 50 this season or the next one time in the next 3 seasons because there's nothing that they're just elite at, first of all. Secondly, they don't have anything that they go to that they can spam and it work to perfection. Like you name a great player in the NBA, and I can tell you after watching that player for years what they want to get to before they get to it. Like that was one of the cool parts of being this guy asked me earlier in the chat who's my favorite player. My favorite player all time is Kobe Bryant. My favorite player today, right now in the league actively, is Kevin Durant. So take these two players for example, and there are plenty of other examples of this, and we can go down the line because ain't no bombs being drummed right now. Chelsea Gray headed to the locker room. Yeah, ain't no bombs being dropped. Why does he have eye emojis? I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about. I just want to be nosy. Oh, it's the Celtics report. We already saw that. So Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant. There were times, and mind you, I'm in high school. I graduated in 2008, so I seen the rise of Kobe basically, like when he hit like almost star level, and then of course all the way through superstar and megastar, like all time legend. So there were a lot of nights where I'm just watching the game and I know what Kobe want to do before the defense knows, because I've literally studied him for 82 games every season, like that he plays. Like every game that he plays, I'm tapped in. If I missed the game, I had to record it. I go back and watch it. Don't let it be a game that we win, because I'm watching that mug like 2 or 3 times. Now I did used to watch if I watched a loss, it was just basically to watch his possessions to make shots, like to score. Because it would be like a game where he went off and it's like, oh, we ended up losing, but he still went off. I want to watch it. So that's how I used to do it. So it's funny now because that kind of evolved into like what you see now is possession by possession highlights. It wasn't like that when I was growing up. It was basically somebody would recap the game in the way that, or whatever station you're watching, they would recap the game the way they want to recap it. And then eventually time goes on, highlights start popping up and like full game highlights start doing. But back then I used to record the game. I would go back and watch it. Say for instance, I was out with family. I would try to stay away from my phone and turn the notifications off for like the score updates. If I knew I was going like around my phone and like I was gonna end up having to go somewhere where a sports scoreboard would pop up, I would try to ignore that joint because I didn't want to see the score for the Laker game that night until I watched the game. Like if I knew we lost, it would make me not want to watch it more. So I would try to not see if we won or lost. I would just go back and watch the game. And then during the watch, I would find out if we won or lost that night. So I used to do that all the time. I used to do it with my hate watches too, because I used to hate watch the Rockets, and I used to hate watch the Cavs and the Heat with LeBron. So that's how I used to do it. Like I don't know. I'm curious if other people did stuff like that, but yeah. Um, so I would know that what Kobe wanted to get to before he got to it. If you go and watch somebody's favorite team with them, you will you'll hear and see them randomly point out what a player is about to do before he does it because tendencies. Like on a side note, that's also something that's missing from the game. Like these guys are really good now, these young guys, but they don't even have, first of all, they don't watch each other's games enough to figure out each other's tendencies. Secondly, some of them don't even have tendencies because they don't really have a game. Like they're just playing. So like it comes off as like it's like if you go and play pickup ball. Nobody really goes into pickup ball with a strategy in mind on how they're going to play that game because you have no idea who you're going to play. You have no idea who you're going to play with or against. So you can't have like a game plan for how you're going to play today, like, or have a game plan on, oh, this dude I'm about to go up against, I know what he's going to do. So you have to find out in the middle of that game how you going to play, and it's free flowing. It's pickup ball. That's what pickup ball is. Like we're just picking up the ball and we're hooping. That's how a lot of NBA players play today. They just play pickup ball. Like they're in a pro league where they can get all this information, but they don't really care to go through the information and figure out the other team's tendencies, other players' tendencies, what they want to try to get to. They just know pick and roll. We either switching, we hedging hard, we're covering. Like that's all they know. Not say all they know, but like that's really what the league has turned into. But yeah, that's how like you know these players' tendencies. You name a great player, they have tendencies. So that's kind of where I'm at with Maxi. Like, I don't think he has a real game. It's just he's freestyling way too much. So that's the Sixers for you. I don't really think they're gonna be that good next year either, to be honest. Cause so much depends on Joel being healthy, and you're in a bad spot if that's what you're depending on. So sorry to say it. I support Joel as well, but yeah, I'm kind of a realist if you haven't noticed. So let's go to the Raptors. Raptors about to get Kawhi. I do wonder if they're going to try to make moves to get rid of RJ and quickly because as is, I don't think I love this roster as is. It makes it makes sense together though. I'm thinking about it right now. You got quickly at the 1, RJ at the 2, you got Kawhi at the 3, you got Scotty Barnes at the 4. Now you will need a 5, or is Jakob uh is Pirtle still there? No. Who am I thinking of? His name starts with a P. I think I got it right. Am I tripping? Let's find out. Let's see. Toronto Raptors. It's the white guy. I know. I just can't think of his name. I think it's Pirtle. Roster. So Sandro is the one that is going to be a free agent. Jamal Sheed. Oh yeah, they do have Jacoby, but he's a guard. Where is he? Where is he? Trey Jackson got traded. Yeah, Jakob Hurdle. I knew I wasn't tripping. So Jakob is going to be their starter. Not a bad team, especially in the Eastern Conference. I do think they're going to make a move though. I think they're going to try to get rid of RJ and or quickly, which I actually like quickly. I think quickly is a good NBA player, especially when he gets it going. RJ's been better. RJ's been a lot better since he got to Toronto. He's gradually gotten better. Uh, but yeah, for the Toronto Raptors, their identity is definitely defense. As long as they can get quickly and RJ to buy in, They got arguably their two best defenders in two two of the best defenders in franchise history. Yeah, Kawhi and Scotty. OG probably be third on that list, or Fred. I don't think was OG like that at that point. He was a defensive minded player, but I don't think he was at that level yet. It might be Kawhi, Serge might be in there. They got a cool little top five top defensive players ever. But yeah, defense can be their calling card. Now Jakob, I don't know. I mean, he could play finish with the rebounding, but yeah, I think they're gonna do some shuffling. I don't think they're gonna ride out with this roster to try to compete. But yeah, because I'm thinking of that Kawhi team when he first went to Toronto. That team was kind of loaded. Like it wasn't loaded in names at that time, but like talent and how they all meshed together, that was a really good team. So you got them. Now you got the Bulls who just made their trade was for Nick Claxton. Chelsea Gray has returned to the Aces bench. No deals have been mentioned either thus far. All right, cool. So the Chicago Bulls, hey man, TPs man. Oh, they did drive Caleb Wilson though. So that'll be an interesting watch. So I will be watching Bulls games. I was about to say they're not gonna be on my radar, but yeah, they are. I like Caleb Wilson. Um, you know what? Let me look at the draft too, because the Nets got somebody. Who did the Nets get? Because the Nets were like number 6. I know it was a guard. Who did they ended up getting? I know for sure it was a guard. I don't remember his name though. Um, this draft I didn't really like dive in like previous years. Like I knew the top 4 guys, of course, and I knew Keaton Wagler. Okay, Mikael Brown Jr. I'm not familiar with him, but a lot of people said he's going to be really good. 6'5" guard, 190 on the skinny side. But yeah, that's who the Nets got. A lot of people say he's gonna be good though. So yeah. Who did? Oh yeah, the Bulls got Caleb. Yeah, yeah, I got that right. Making sure. I always like to check myself. So the Bulls got Caleb. I do like that addition. He's one of the guys from that draft that like, if it all clicks, bruh, like he might be the best player in the draft, and that's saying a lot because this is supposed to be a deep draft. The one in that draft that I'll get to him when we get to his team. It's a player in that top 5 that I think people are massively overhyping, and I don't think he's gonna be that level of player in the NBA. But we'll get to them. So the Bulls are just straight tanking, really, like the new version of tanking. Be mid to get a good draft pick. I think that's where the Bulls are gonna be. The Cavs. Cavs are interesting. James Harden declined his player option. I mean, yeah, his player option of 42 million. I think the last report I've seen was he's gonna be working with the Cavs to try to like figure out something where they can avoid aprons, of course, and then try to get space to where LeBron can join. So as is, and I did see that they immediately after the LeBron news started putting Dennis Schroeder and who else was that? Max Struess. They started putting them in draft. I mean, in draft in trade packages. So that as well is trying to get money freed up for LeBron as well. So I'm not sure how much money the Cavs are trying to throw at Bron, but I would be down for a signing trade with them if they were willing to send the Lakers Jared Allen. That'd be perfect. But yeah, the Bulls. I mean, the Cavs. They could run it back. They were a good team last year. They just need Donovan Mitchell and James Harden to bring it in the playoffs. But if they get LeBron in the East, like their chances go up. So that could be a team. That's actually the team that I hope. Like, okay, if I'm doing a super wish list of LeBron teams, the 2 teams at the top are 3 teams. Because I would not mind watching Steph and LeBron every night. That would be cool. But I just don't think the team would be good overall, especially if they can't get AD. Now, if they get AD, I'm all in on that one. That'd be cool to watch. Um, but LeBron on the Warriors, LeBron on the Cavs, and LeBron on the Spurs. That would be my top 3 destinations for him. But the Cavs, if he were to join the Cavs, I think they'd be really good. They would need to like get some better bench players though. because um well, technically they would have better bench players if Tyson has to go back to the bench. That would be an upgrade on their bench. They lost Ty Jerome though last offseason to the Grizz. But who else is on their bench? I think that would be it. Or Wade. They would have to re-sign Wade. So that would be like a solid 7-man rotation. You would have James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, if they didn't do a sign and trade. And then you would have Tyson off the bench with Wade off the bench. And then they probably have to like use some young guys, give them some reps to get them better, or just go get some older vets that like are down to come in on minimums. Like that would be a solid roster, especially in the Eastern Conference, to where they could compete for real. So I wouldn't be mad at that. The Cavs have a path to being like championship contenders next season, as well as winning the championship next season. So like there's a path. The Pistons are like up in limbo right now, which is crazy because they just had one of the best seasons ever for since probably what the 90s, probably since the 90s. No, I would say since the Billups years, the Tayshaun, all those guys, since the early 2000s. I would say that mid 2000s. So for them to have that great of a season and now like so much is in the air, I don't think Tobias is coming back. That is somebody I would want on the Lakers, by the way. If we can get Tobias to replace LeBron, I would actually like that. I would really like that. When we get to the Lakers, we'll talk about it. Yeah. So the Pistons, whew, they are losing Tobias. Beasley is going to jail. Who else? Jalen Duren is stripping on the NBA streets right now. He's looking for the highest bidder. So like that's a little shaky. And then they might have to run it back without a real center, possibly, unless they can get a deal done with the Kings and they get some bonus. But like all of that's just like getting muddy. Like, yeah, I don't like the way that they ended their season. They ended the regular season on a really high note, ended the playoffs on a sour note, and now this free agency period has started on a sour note. So it's not looking like, I don't know. It's one of those. Maybe this is why bad franchises usually stay bad. Like stuff like this shouldn't happen, but it also makes sense because like if you're the Pistons, why would you want to pay During this much money, especially off of that series he just had? Like I totally understand it. You see a series like that, you're supposed to have concerns and like be like nah, we're not just giving you whatever, bro. To me, if my team is just doing that, then I wouldn't like it either. All right, we got a little report here. Walker Kessler holds multiple offers in the mid to high 30 range, $30 million range annually after meeting with a couple teams. Dang, he met fast. I guess he did calls, like FaceTime calls. So he came to LA to take calls. That's weird. I think his main his main mission is to get on the Lakers. I think that's actually what it is. Especially if you've seen that TMZ little video. I think he really wants to be a Laker. Now, I will say, if it's mid 30s to high 30s, I don't really like that, bro. I don't like the idea of paying Walker Kessler 35 plus. Like, if we had to pay him 25 to 30, sure. But even that's half the cap space. I don't love that. And then what do you have left to like go chase after wings? And then what are you gonna do with like? It's so many question marks, bro. Rob Palenka, bro, you better get this right, man. Free agent 7-footer Brandon Carlson has agreed to a 1-year, $2.5 million deal to sign with the Portland Trailblazers. Portland picks up a big man who has developed in the OKC Thunder system. Why is that needed? Why did he throw out like that he came up under the Thunder? Nobody cares. Does that make him sound like more prestige? All right, we have another report. Utah restricted free agent Walker Kessler had meetings with a couple teams. Headed to another meeting. League sources tell The Athletic He holds multiple offers in the mid to high 30s annually, along with structure of his choice, including player options. And then Jake quote tweeted this and said, "Will be very interesting for the Jazz. Walker Kessler has made it clear over the last year plus he wanted to be in Utah long term and would have accepted a deal at numbers lower than this range, to my understanding, back during the rookie scale negotiation window this fall." So he's kind of saying that Utah fumbled. They could have got him for cheaper, but like they're playing around with his emotions, so now he's going to look for more, which is weird because like, why does this report matter right now? I guess this is just to like let the Lakers know, basically, or all these other teams, or the Jazz, that teams are down to pay me this much. Because the Jazz said they were gonna accept whatever somebody else is offering him. They're gonna try to match it. The Pistons said the same thing about Duran as well. So I don't know. I know usually that tactic is used to like make other teams not even want to bother because it's like, why am I offering you this? And then it's gonna take 5-7 days for it to go through, and my cap is gonna be held. I'm gonna be behind. I'm getting free agents. That whole spiel. So usually teams don't even bother, but these two dudes are like in the streets trying to get a paycheck. Man, I get it. Got to work for it, even in free agency. But yeah, the Detroit, man, I don't really love how the season ended. I don't really love how the free agency period has the off season has started for them. I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it. We have another one. Free agent forward Kobe Sanders has agreed to a 4-year, $11.5 million to return to the Clippers. All right. Wendy, which is Brian Windhorst. People around the league believe that Sandro Mushkofili is headed to the Lakers and will basically replace Rui. Oh, wait, he's a 4? I thought he was a center. Am I tripping? Or maybe he plays some 4. Sandro. I'm gonna have to hear them say his name again. I've heard it before. Oh, whoa. He is a forward. He's 6'9", 240. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. I'm pretty sure that's more than Rui. Rui does not pass the ball. What was it? Splits like 38%, 39% from the 3-point line on 4 attempts. Not bad. 75% free throw shooter. Boy, his free throws be, well, I guess you can say the volume ain't there for it to really matter. Rebounding, not that great, but I mean, he's only playing 22 minutes a game, so that's not bad. What is this per 75? I was laughing at that stat earlier, and now I want to see it. That's funny. I'm a phony sometimes, but yeah, coming off his best season as a pro, understandable. Do I like him over Rui? Just depends on the identity the team's going after, really. I know we do need a 4-man that can defend. We do need a 4-man that can rebound, that can shoot threes. I guess he might be an upgrade over Rui, especially for the money. So you save money, get a replacement. He's not gonna make as much as Rui just did. So yeah, I guess we'll see. Who else? For whatever reason, that tweet just left. Don't know what that's about, but whatever. Back to our rundown. Who are we on? The Pistons. All right, we leaving the Pistons. We'll head to the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers, interesting team as well. Tyrese Halliburton coming off the Achilles. I'm pretty sure he'll be ready for game 1 of the season, and he probably be ready for preseason because he injured his Achilles a month after Tatum, but he's gonna come up or he's gonna come back like 5 or 6 months after Tatum. Because let's say October is a starting point. When did Tatum come back? Tatum came back when? That was February, wasn't it? Yeah, I think Tatum came back. No, March. Was it the first week of March Tatum came back? Let's see. Tatum came back and let's do his game logs. Let's do regular season. Brother, why is it showing me that? Postseason. I don't want the postseason. I want the regular season. Why is it not giving me the option of regular season? Of course, this mug wants to be weird. Why is it only showing me regular postseason? Okay, here it is. So Tatum came back, yeah, the first week of March. March 6th, it was his first game back. So what is that? March from October. So about 7 months. So yeah, Hallie should be all the way back. Oh, I had new comments, didn't even see it. All these just popped up. Okay, cool. What's up? What's your team? I'm the Lakers, brother. Patrick, who's your team, Patrick? I'm a Laker guy. So this LeBron news is like, it's affecting me, man. It's affecting my team, man. I don't know if I want to deal with my GM anymore, man. Who's your team, Patrick? I wonder if we let's see who your team is. Whoever your team is who we'll talk about next because we're going through all 30 teams while we go through the free agency stuff at the same time. What does this mean? Kathy and Alyssa exchange texts. Mm-mm. More WNBA drama. Ray J versus Orlando Brown. Yeah, they're about to be so silly and unserious. Yo, Patrick, who's your favorite team? You gotta let me know quick. That way we can talk about them. I can't guarantee it'll be favorable talk, but we'll talk about them. In the meantime, we'll go to the next team on this list, the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee is in straight rebuild mode. Lost Giannis. Um, their best player on the roster right now is Ryan Rollins. So actually, Tyler Hero is. I'll take that back. My bad, Tyler. I forgot they got Tyler in that deal. So Tyler Hero, but that's not saying much. They might trade him, I would think. Try to get some more draft capital. But yeah, not much to say about the Bucks. I think they're just gonna be in limbo roster wise. I think they're gonna be shuffling that roster massively over the next few years, and they're just gonna have to hope they hit in the draft pretty soon and get another Giannis. That's kind of where they're at. So on to the Hawks. Atlanta Hawks, they have their guy in Jalen Johnson. They have their second guy in Nikhil Alexander Walker. Um, they have they got CJ back. I did see they re-signed to CJ. So pretty much the same team is coming back except Kaminga. They let Kaminga go into free agency. So shout out to Kaminga. Don't really know where he's gonna land. That's an interesting one too. Some have linked him to the Lakers, and I can really see that happening, unfortunately. My GM is a word I will not use on here. Actually, it's a word I don't really use, but it's a funny word that I am allowed to say. I don't curse, but it's not a curse word, but it is mean in a way. Um, so the Hawks, I feel like the Hawks are like, eh. Y'all probably want to start selling high right now. To be quite honest, I would look, man. My friend, my good friend Mike, did multiple podcasts with him. We started our own the last time we tried it. Um, he's put me on to a thought process that I walk with and I stand on now. And it's don't ever be that team in the middle. I never thought of it before he mentioned it, but the more he brought it up, the more he spoke about it, the more I started to lean in and agree with it. You don't want to be that team that is so-so in the NBA, where you're too good to not get really good lottery picks, but you're not good enough to win in the playoffs. So you either want to be a contender or you want to be somebody that's contending for a franchise player. That's kind of where you want to be. Like like now he goes to the extreme. Like he'll have a team that is a potential contender and he'll be ready to break it down and like go rebuild. Like I ain't that far into the concept yet. But overall, I do like his thought process on that. So I've adopted it. Atlanta, I feel like is in that boat. Y'all are not going to be contenders, but y'all are not going to be bad to where y'all will get number one picks. So I do think that they should start selling extremely high on Jalen Johnson and as well on Nikhil. Because to be honest, Nikhil is not a second best player on a championship contender. Jalen Johnson is not a best player on a championship contender. So like you just went through this kind of with Trey Young to a probably a worse extent because Trey was actually potentially a one engine on a championship team, but he just needed a one A score alongside him and like a team that actually played defense because they did not, and he cannot. So yeah, I feel like they should just sell high on these guys right now because why play the game of let's see, and then when everybody starts to see and find out together at the same time as you've decreased their value. So if I were them, I would just out low key do what the Hornets just did. The Hornets are the next team. The Hornets just said, "Hey, LaMelo Ball just had the most impactful season to winning that he's had in his NBA career. Deuces." At the first sign, deuces. That's kind of what the Hawks need to do with Jalen Johnson in the kill. Get a little bit of success, deuces. That's what they need to do. And speaking of that, the Hornets, they've done it. I personally don't really agree with them doing it. I think they did it. Uh, I'm gonna be real with myself. I think I do appreciate them doing it. One, because their team isn't a championship contender. One, two, LaMelo is a really valuable player when like he's on the floor. So it makes sense that somebody would be willing to give you a lot for him. And then if you think, hey, this relationship has been going on so long that like I haven't been moved to say, hey, I want you even further long term, which to be fair, LaMelo has not given them reason to want to think that. So even though I'm LaMelo Ball FC, I don't think that he's given the Hornets a reason to be like, hey, we want you for the next 10 years. So it's only fair or only right in their position to say, hey, let's go get as much as we can for him, which they did. So now their guys, Conker Nipple and Brandon Miller, and they traded away Miles Bridges to the Suns. And now that's their core is those two guys right now. So what they'll be looking for next is a actual franchise guy. So and those two guys probably think that that's them. So they could get to a level where they are. To be honest, they talented enough. So yeah, the Hornets. I think the Hornets will be like they're going to be that team where I was just talking about the Hawks. They're in that zone already. Where the Hawks should be, they're already there. So yeah, Miami Heat just got Giannis, got Bam. They just picked up Tim Hardaway Jr. Has any other news came out? No, so nothing else so far. They just got Tim Hardaway Jr. They need a lot. Not going to lie, their bench is non-existent now. They're starting five. I don't even think they have a full five yet. Let's see. They got. Oh yeah, they probably do now. They got Mitchell, probably Hardaway as of now, Wiggins, Bam, and Giannis. So yeah, they do have a five. That's a strong five to be real. In the East, that's a strong five. I keep saying in the East. It's because I think the West is deeper and better than the East. But yeah, that's a strong five to make a top five ish run in the East right now. They definitely need to get better though. So their holes, they're gonna lose Norman Powell. They got rid of Hero, Jaquez, and Khalil Ware. Goodness gracious. They kind of gave up a lot, I'm not gonna lie. But it is Giannis, so worth it. They're gonna need to reconstruct that roster. That's plain and simple where they're at right now. Let's move to this guy never told me his favorite team. Let's move to the Magic. Now the Magic. Now, okay, so I've been thinking this. If there was one team, if there was one team in the NBA right now that I think is about to give Woj a bomb, I think it's the Magic. Because if I'm going through all these teams, maybe the Celtics. The Celtics probably be the most likely, where like the biggest name in the NBA is going to be on the move now at this point, going like from right now going forward. It might be the Celtics actually, but I think the second team would be. Let me see before I say this. Let me double check. No, 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 no. Would they? No, 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 no. All right, yes. I think they would be the biggest name dropper to move somebody. Orlando Magic. Now, which player would it be? I don't know. Between Franz and Paulo. I do think either one of them is on the table. Not gonna lie. Okay, so Lakers are interested in Tobias Harris, Quentin Grimes, and Dean Wade per Mac 10. Oh, if Mac 10 saying it, then it's real. Okay. I'm down for Tobias. I see low is like Tobias Harris. Yeah, I like that. Let me type that in the comments real quick. Not gonna lie, I mess with Tobias at the right price. Long as Tobias ain't like a crazy number, I'm down for it. Cause we do need like okay, we need defenders, of course, but we also need people that are valuable for what they do offensively. So outside of Luca and Austin, you're gonna like this is the thing I think a lot of people are missing. Yeah, Tobias Harris is Tobias Harris. We know what Tobias Harris brings. We know how he can disappear. We know what we can get and what we won't get at certain times with Tobias. But the thing is, a player like Tobias is capable, and he's shown it multiple times throughout his career. He can do these things. Now, will he disappear on you at a random time? Yes. But that's why you don't need him to be a go-to player per se. He doesn't need to be somebody you depending on to score. That's why you have a Luca. That's why you have a Austin. That's why you would potentially want a center that can help you out with scoring as well. But if you're going to get a center that is more defensive slanted and you're going to get a four that's more defensive slanted, then you need a Tobias Harris to like balance that out. Like he can play a little bit of defense, like playoff wise, yes. Depends on the matchups. You don't want him out there like just guarding whoever, like because yeah, you would need other defenders on the team. Yes, for sure. Point of attack defenders for sure. But a guy like Tobias can come off the bench. Hopefully, he be somebody that comes off the bench in this scenario. He come off the bench and he's sparking the bench with scoring on the regular. So if he's having a bad night, you still got Austin and Luca as your main nucleus scores. That's where I'm at on that. I would like for the longest I have wished the Lakers we had it in Malik Monk, but after that, Austin a little while, and then with pockets sending Austin back and forth to the bench for D'Lo, rather. All right. Um, we had it a little bit there, but having somebody to come off the bench that you know night in, night out can just go abuse the other team's defense, especially in long stretches, like is so valuable to me in the NBA. And it's something also too that the NBA doesn't value as a whole. Like if the Rockets had somebody off the bench that could just they're gonna get buckets. Like that's their game. They would be such a better team. But they refuse to go and employ a player like that because oh, you're not tall. Oh, you're not the most athletic. Oh, you don't fit this analytics scheme. Like, bro, like the dude is a bucket. Cam Thomas is a bucket. If you get Cam Thomas on your team and you have defenders, that guy will help you off the bench massively. Like players like that, players like Tobias Harris coming off the bench, is a spark. Like Norman Powell off the bench is a spark. Like Lou Will, and you have the cushion of, hey, if they don't have it tonight, that's what my $40 million guy is for, and that's what my $50 million guy is for. Like that's the purpose of those two making 100 is so when everybody else is off, they on. Like that's their responsibility. It's not Tobias Harris' responsibility to be on every night. That's Luka and Austin's responsibility. Now, when Luka and Austin are on, and the game just needs others to join in, then yeah, you got to join in, brother. But to say night in, night out, you gotta do this offensively, nah, that's what the $100 million dudes are for. That's why we spending 100 on two guys. So if Austin can't do that, then like, what is he making 46 million for? Like, and honestly, that's the negative side of making this much money, Austin. That's the expectation now. The expectation is 26, 25 plus points per game from Austin Reeves. Like there's no other way around it. You gotta produce that. So like, this is where we at. Um, but yeah, I'll be down for a player like Tobias. Who were we on? We were on. Let's go back to X real quick, because I don't think anybody's made. No, I don't see anything new. San Antonio. Okay, yes, this. Yeah, I'm down for Sandro. But who were we on? We were on the Magic. Okay, so the Magic, I think will be in the running for trading one of their top two guys. If not, then they're running it back, of course. And that team, I don't love this team offense. I have not liked the offense for 3+ years. Now they did get rid of Mosley, so maybe the offense gets better. Have not. I don't remember who. Have they got a replacement? I think they did. I just don't remember who it is. Orlando Magic new head coach. Oh, Sean Sweeney. Where did he come from? Where did Sweeney come from? That name sounds familiar. Where did Sweeney come from? Okay, Spurs. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I do remember that in the finals, or right before the finals, they were talking about it. Okay, so yeah, all right, yeah, they may have some creativeness going on next season. Hopefully, I like every NBA team to like be entertaining. Like I love watching NBA games. So yeah, that's why I'm at with the Magic. Hopefully their offense is more creative this season. Defensively, they got the guys. That's kind of their calling card for the most part. Defense. Now this year they fell off defensively. Like coming into the season, I had them as the top 3 defensive team, and they did not play to that level. But hopefully they can get back to that level, and offensively they can pick it up as well, and they can stay healthy for the most part during the season. Like that's one of their big issues too. They're always hurt. The Washington Wizards, very, very, very interesting team that I will be tapped into. This is one of my league pass teams. I didn't give my top 5 league pass. My top 5 league pass this coming season will be Lakers, of course, Rockets, of course, Spurs, the Wizards, and who's gonna be my 5th team? Ooh, I think my 5th team is gonna be Minnesota or Portland. Ooh, I'm probably pushing 8 teams this season. Cause yeah, I got Minnesota, Portland. Who else? Depends on where LeBron goes. So that's potentially number 7. Uh, yeah, that's probably my 7 league pass teams right there. Did I throw the Wizards in there? Lakers, Rockets, Spurs, yeah, Wizards, Minnesota, and Portland for sure. And then a maybe is wherever LeBron goes. And it might be one of those teams. You never know. I'm on the train of LeBron to the Spurs. I'm down for that. LeBron winning the championship with Wemby would be a crazy way to end his career. Not gonna lie. And not gonna say that, but yeah, he's probably down to do it. Not gonna lie. Next team, that's actually another team on my list. they're not who we're about to talk about, but I just saw it. The Utah Jazz will be on that list of league pass teams. I will be watching. Well, I take that back. They might be on the list. They got to earn their way because they're always injured. The next team is the Denver Nuggets. So Denver might be another team where you hear that Woj bomb with their name in it. Mark Stein. The Warriors, I'm told, were able to officially announce Kristaps Porzingis' new contract because while the start of the NBA free agency is now 5 a.m., let me open the tweet to see the rest. Its annual moratorium on completing official roster business won't begin until after midnight. Ah. Why did Mark just find this tweet of them? He found the tweet of the Golden State Warriors posting that they re-signed Kristaps, and then he came on there to quote tweet why they were able to post it. That right there, folks, is an NBA geek, and I love it. That is how you geek out on the NBA right there. You find an NBA team that just posted that they re-signed a player before the rules originally would say they're allowed to, and then you let us know, you let NBA fans know why they were able to do this. You don't even care why, but I'm going to tell you why it's interesting. That's an NBA geek right there. Love it. The Nuggets. The Nuggets are in the running for Jaylen Brown as well. So Jamal Murray might be on the move. I think they're trying to get rid of Cam Johnson for sure. They definitely trying to get rid of Christian Brown, and they want to re-sign Peyton Watson. So in order to do that, they got to remove some of these guys, or at least they got to remove Cam Johnson for sure to be able to pay Peyton Watson. So definitely on the lookout for a Shams bomb for the Nuggets. I feel like I'm fairly confident saying there 100% will be a Nuggets bomb. And if there's not a Nuggets bomb because the Nuggets did something, it's going to be a Nuggets bomb because they lost Peyton Watson. That's like, there's nowhere around it. So I expect the Nuggets to. I don't know really. I don't know what I expect from them because they have options of trying to run it back per se, but with Peyton Watson making more money, get rid of Cam Johnson. To be honest, the Nuggets are kind of at a crossroad, man. They're kind of at that point where it's like, are we gonna be realistic about this, or are we gonna keep like trying to fake it till we make it, and knowing that we won't make it? Cause Jokic kind of got them on the clock, low key. He don't want to re-sign that. He don't want to sign an extension this offseason. He's waiting until next offseason, allegedly. But the reason why that's important is because if he don't like what's getting done this offseason, he might join Giannis in that whole like, hey brother, I'm done here. I gave you a ring. I've done my part. I'm out. So the Nuggets could be on that. They could be on that list next season, man. But in order to get off that list, Jamal Murray has to become available. Cam Johnson has to be available. Aaron Gordon has to be available. So like everybody has to be on a table that you wouldn't want on the table to keep Nikola happy. So I don't know. It's tricky, man. Whoever shout out to their GM, whoever he is. I don't know him by name. But he has a tough job right now. Cause clearly they don't have enough to be contenders after what we saw last season. Like if Aaron Gordon misses any time and he's been injury prone lately, that team's defense goes to crap. And offensively, it just don't hit the same because he's key to that offense flowing too. That three ball becoming what it is now, like that changed that team. Him and Jamal Murray's ability to make threes, like, yeah. I don't know how you replace that. Quinn Grimes is reportedly expected to sign a contract in the $10 million range per Jake. And then Will said, "Rocket him, please." I think that's who the Lakers are allowing Marcus Smart to walk for. I do think that's why. And I did see a report where like the Lakers could get Quentin and who was that? It was Quentin and Sandro. So I think that is the way that report said that is kind of looks like it's gonna happen. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Quentin Grimes to the Lakers and Sandro to the Lakers, and then the Lakers still have like the 40 something million to play with, uh, cap salary wise. So or freed up money. So yeah, who was I talking about? The Nuggets. Yeah, Jamal Murray. Whew. If you get rid of Jamal Murray, I tweeted this the other day. If they get rid of Jamal Murray, they're donezo. Oh yeah, make sure you do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button real fast. Stop what you're doing right now. I'll give you a few seconds. Just scroll down or go back, whatever you gotta do. Hit that like button. That helps other people get in here. Hit that subscribe button. That helps my subscriber count grow. And go check out my videos. My videos are starting to hit the thousand views mark, and I'm proud of myself because I started taking it really serious over the last week and a half. So I've seen immense growth. So help me out by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and I appreciate y'all for sticking around and listening to your boy. We've been on for 2 hours. Ain't much deals been happening, but it's been a lot of yapping on my part. But I love yapping about the NBA. So, Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets, they got decisions, man. Aaron Gordon got to be on the table. Cam Johnson got to be on the table. Jamal Murray got to be on the table. So, and I think if two of those guys leave, I think Jokic is not gonna love it, and I think that's gonna kind of force him to start looking elsewhere. And the Lakers might be a calling because they're Luca. Yeah, that's kind of why the Austin deal is good too, because you can throw him in like a big money deal and not have to put so many other people in it. But yeah, Mark Stein. Oh, he's still talking about that tweet. Minnesota. On like I said, on my league pass list this season. They got LaMelo Ball now. Ant back to the 2. Ant does not have to play on ball as much anymore. Hopefully LaMelo has a great season of health and he's able to just hoop as many games as possible. Him and Ant are able to rock out for 82 games. I'm hoping for 82. But what LaMelo brings, I got a LaMelo Ball video too. Y'all can go check that out too. But to me, what he brings is the ability to get Ant back in his natural scoring position. Like this season and last season, Ant's gotten better every year, right? And in getting better, he's been able to do more stuff on ball. Like Ant is a ridiculous shooter, man. I don't know if people realize this. That dude's accuracy is insane. Off the dribble, this dude is elite. Catch and shoot, elite. Like as a shooter, I don't think I've seen a player like elevate this fast to elite shooter. Like he's in the top tier of shooters in the NBA, and people never talk about it. So, what he brings to the NBA, to the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think LaMelo will help unlock it even more because not since maybe his second or third year has he had a point guard that can just orchestrate things and he just react. It's been a lot of, hey, Ant, you do the thinking off the dribble and go get it. Like, and here's a key example of that. So I was doing that video for the Minnesota video that I made. I was doing the research. I was getting my clips ready and all that to like put on those overlays and whatnot. So as I'm doing that, I'm going through these Anthony Edwards highlights. There's something on YouTube you can find where it's like 30 minutes, probably more, of Ant dunks, right? And I had went through LaMelo's arsenal too, and our archives too, and in there I wanted to do one of those little fancy mix highlights plays. So there's a play where LaMelo is in Madison Square Garden. He drives, I think he beats Brunson off the dribble. No, he's guarded by McBride. He comes off a pick and roll, makes this cool move, and then throws an alley oop. And the camera in 4K is watching the ball, and then you just see the ceiling and the ball in the shot. And from there, I wanted the next thing y'all saw is Ant coming out of the air, catching the ball from a ceiling shot like that, and dunking it like it was an alley, right? Only when you get to Ant's highlights, you learn that 90% of Ant's dunks are this man creating off the dribble. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen this many off the dribble dunks by a player in NBA history. I don't know if anybody's ever tracked this, but I would be interested because people love doing these kind of stats. Somebody take the time out, go through all of NBA history for Anthony Edwards, and tell me if there is a leaderboard of the most off the ball off on all on ball dribbling that leads to dunks. I guarantee you he is up top the list. This dude does not get alleys, bruh. As much as I was looking for alleys, the closest you get to an alley oop from Ant is a teammate missed a shot and he came and got a putback. That's the closest you're gonna get to finding a Anthony Edwards alley oop. You might get one that's like that's the most famous one and it's available. So outside of that, all this man dunks are off the dribble or in transition off of one pass. He's in the air. But for the most part, he creates all his dunks. And I thought that was insane. And that made me double down on the idea that LaMelo is gonna help this man so much. Like, and it's gonna have plays where he don't have to dribble to score. So much more now. As opposed to the last 2 years or so, everything is off the dribble for him. And it's like it has to be tiring, man. But the way that he still gets it done is impressive, man. It's impressive. Uh Woj just tweeted, but it's just him talking about the Kawhi deal. I hate when Woj does this. Woj was Woj whole game. Let me tell you his whole spiel. This is Woj. How can I get? Oh, here we go. This is Woj's spiel. He, he will tweet out that information verbatim of how it was sent to him. I'm assuming, and then he will go on ESPN or he will send it in to an ESPN writer. They will make a column based off of that tweet and just say that tweet, take that same tweet, those same two sentences that Woj tweeted, and create a six sentence article out of those two sentences. And then Woj will go on television on ESPN and then basically read his tweets. That's all he's gonna do. And then when they give him a follow-up question, it's to answer his answer is gonna be from that article. So it'll be his two sentences from his tweet. The follow-up question comes, and then he gets to read the four other sentences in the article. That's basically his spiel. Like he don't give you no info outside of that. He don't give you no analysis outside of that. It's just strictly here's the tweet that I was given, here's the information I was given, and here is me relaying it to you the same way I was given it, and then I'm gonna go on TV and say the same exact thing. That's his gig. Like he don't add no more words to it. Lately he's been trying to get a little more creative, but he don't really go outside of that. But yeah, Minnesota, I think they're gonna be good this year. They do need to shore up that 4-man spot. Yeah, they definitely need to shore up that 4-man spot because they got rid of Nas, they got rid of Julius. Jaden McDaniels is not a 4-man. That's not gonna work. Rudy, 5, cool, great actually, because Rudy's gonna be able to cover up for LaMelo's shortcomings on defense as well as Ant's. Well, hopefully Ant is more engaged this season. Last season he was not. A lot of people I trust on like basketball talk would agree. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Minnesota. I think they still got moves to make. A few of these teams is like they got to fill out the roster, and like this is free agency, so like things are gonna change. But we're just going off what we know now. OKC got rid of Aaron Wiggins. They got rid of Isaiah Joe. They brought back iHeart. They brought back Lou Dort. They got rid of Kendrick Williams. They're basically running it back. So they're still going to be good next season. They're still title contenders. Don't really see them moving down the ladder of contenders at all. So yeah, OKC still OKC in my mind. So you know what you're getting with them. Now Portland, super interesting in that top 7 of my league pass this season. Portland got Ja Morant. Excuse me if I just stopped talking. It's because I'm scrolling to see if anything dropped. We probably won't really get much today, is what I'm starting to notice. And it kind of makes sense because 23 deals were done prior to it opening up. So Yeah. Portland got Ja Morant. So you got a roster with Ja Morant, Drew Holiday, Dame Lillard. They re-signed Robert Williams. They got Shaden Sharp. They got Scoot Henderson. They've got who else they got? They got Donovan Clingan. They have Kamara. Who else? Am I missing somebody of note? Oh, Denny. How can you forget their best player? Denny. From last season at least. I think Ja's coming for that title. Or Dame. Which is crazy because now Denny's about to potentially be the third best player on the Blazers. It's a world where he's the third best player. That's insane. That's a really good team if that becomes a thing. If Dame and Ja get back to playing at the levels they're capable of, oh boy, the Blazers might actually, bro. If they're capable of playing at the level that we know them to be at, the Blazers might actually make a conference finals run. Dang, the Blazers could be really good. Like if they don't move everybody or a lot of people, if they don't try to go get JB, they could be really good. So yeah, that's gonna be a team that I'm gonna be keeping an eye out. Now, I will say that absolutely means Scoot Henderson. I'm not sure what's going on with him no more. Cause you got Ja, Dame, and Denny on ball handling duties. Like, there won't even be a ball for this guy. But yeah, Portland, I'm ready for the season start just to start watching Portland games. I'm gonna be real. I might mess around and get a Ja Morant Portland jersey. Hopefully they sell one of those throwback jerseys, like when Stoudemire and Derek Anderson were there. I would definitely get a Ja Morant jersey like that from them. Actually, let me put that on my list. A Ja Morant jersey. Out of the players that we went through right now, I have a list of jerseys. I'm gonna make a list of jerseys that I want to get this season, and I'm gonna get it, and then I'm gonna redo my setup. I'm gonna get a little studio going since I'm starting to take it serious again. Like, new camera coming, new software, little system setup coming. Like, hey man, tap in with Jerry Lake Show Jerry, man. Tap in with your boy, cause we about to go up. I'm telling you, trust me. Go watch my videos and see the progression of how my videos are getting better. Trust me, trust me, trust me. We moving up. We moving up. I'm gonna be at 1,000 subscribers by the time the NBA season starts. Trust me. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna make a list of jerseys, and then I'm gonna have a few jerseys that hang up behind me in my new setup. So like, I gotta get the KD new Rockets jersey. That Rockets jersey is hard, the red one. I gotta get the Brunson just because they won championship. I gotta get the Brunson. I might get the Knicks in white. Who else on here would I want to get immediately? Depends on where Brun goes. Do I want the Mellow? I don't know if I. Yeah, I probably will get the Mellow. I probably get a Mellow Hornets jersey. Not gonna lie, them joints should be cheap now. But Mellow Minnesota. Let's see. I would have to see which throwback jersey or which New Jersey of theirs I like the most. Nobody from OKC. Ja Morant for sure. I do need a Luca in the stash. I got the LeBron already. Phoenix. I low key. I'm starting to feel like I want like players that are in the NBA, but they're old teams jersey. Like KD Suns jersey. I still feel like fire jersey. Depending on which jersey it is. Wimby for sure. I think that's it. Yeah, for now it's like it's a six man jersey race. And then LeBron, maybe LeBron, another LeBron joint, depending on where he goes. One of the best teams in the league, to be honest, if they can put it together. Now, who their coach is going to be? Who is their coach going to be? Have they got a coach yet? I think I do remember seeing a report that they got a coach. Or no, their old coach got signed somewhere. Didn't he? Okay, let's just check. Trying to remember something that I don't remember is not really smart. Portland Trailblazers. Portland Trailblazers head coach. They got rid of Tiago, Chauncey, and Rico. Crazy. Oh yeah. They got Chris Finch's assistant. Yeah. Mike Micah. Yeah, Micah Nori. Actually, yeah, Blazers. Blazers might be top three on my watch list. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, more I think about it, yeah, they top three. Lakers, nah, they top four. Lakers, Rockets, Spurs, Blazers. Yeah, Ja, we back, baby. We back, baby. Ja, please be healthy. Ja Morant, if you ever hear this, please be healthy. Please lock in on the NBA season. Put all that other stuff to the side. Don't let all that other stuff distract you. Lock in on the NBA season. Get back to your levels, bro. Like you do that, bruh. The Blazers will be cold, and hopefully Dame come back healthy and looks right physically. Like yeah, the Blazers could be the team that some people thought they would be last year actually, and better. So yeah, it's looking like Sandro and Quentin Grimes are gonna be uh with the squad. But yeah, no new news thus far. This is probably one of the slowest like it started. I guess because they gotta actually in some cases they actually are talking to a lot of players, so it is a lot of shuffling going on. And I think every year they try to get them to act like they're respecting the rules more. So it ain't just 10 minutes in, all the deals are just flying off the shelves. I think the NBA hated that a few years ago. Because a few years ago, it was like, bruh, 601 or 501, whatever time it was, 501, 503. Such and such is signed and come to an agreement. Such and such is signed and come into agreement. Like just nonstop. And NBA was like, nah, bruh. At least fake it, bruh. So Blazers, top four league pass team for me, for sure. Stamped and approved. Utah Jazz. Utah has a lot of talent. I just don't know what their direction is with that talent. Like Keontae George, they just drafted De'Aaron Peterson. You know what? The Jazz are about to be top 8 in my list. Put them on the list. Jazz on the list. They got Keontae, DP. How did I go through the Wizards and not mention AJ? Slip up on my part. Wizards got AJ, but yeah, they are on my. That's one of the main reasons they're on my list. I just like didn't say that all out. But yeah, DP. Who's their three? It would have to be like Lori, probably move to the three, Jaren Jackson at the four, and they're hoping Kessler comes back. So yeah, the Jazz are gonna be a really interesting team. Now, how it meshes with their because their coach, I like their coach. They play together, so I would expect De'Aaron Peterson to just kind of fit in with everybody. And then he has a game that like it can fit into a system. So that's productive. That'll be beneficial to them. And yeah, I'm really this NBA season. Granted, we just started free agency, so we don't know what everybody's gonna look like because there could be some more like shuffling going on. But man, this is building up to be like one of those seasons where it's like every time you turn on the TV, there's gonna be good displays of NBA basketball going on. Whether it be with young guys, whether it be with old veterans, whether it be with teams that are trying to figure it out, teams that have already figured it out and trying to build on it. Like, yeah, this is gonna be one of those seasons where, like, as the season goes on, it's gonna have to tell the story of who's gonna be what as the season goes on. Because some seasons you go into, you already kind of know, like, yeah, this is such and such team. These four teams right here, this is their league, like type thing. This coming season, as is right now, like everything's in the air. Cause like to be honest, I don't know who's winning the championship next year, and you usually don't usually have an idea of who's gonna win the next season, even after it just happened. You have an idea of who's gonna be there next year. I really don't know. That's actually a good thing though. So the Jazz definitely on the team on the radar for my teams to watch. Um, we got the Warriors. The Warriors literally are at a point where I think they should trade Steph because I don't think they're getting LeBron. I think that's just all smoke. I think they should look into trading Steph, but I know they never would. They rather just be bad and like or be mediocre, chasing play-in spots. But I think they should go and see what the market looks like for Stephen Curry. And low key, Steph deserves to be on the team. Steph deserves to be doing what LeBron's doing right now. If I had it my way, Steph, LeBron, and KD every offseason, y'all free agents, bro. I don't care what just happened during the season. Every season, y'all are by rule, Steph, KD, and LeBron, you're free agents. Y'all can go link up together every other year, however y'all want to do it. But y'all are free agents. Y'all go pick a team y'all going to play on. Matter of fact, in my league, y'all's cap hit is only 15 million. Y'all can make 50, but y'all's cap hit is only 15. So like that's how I would run it. Just for those three OGs. Like how they remixed the All-Star game for D Wade to get in. Yeah. And I think Tim Duncan. Was it Tim Duncan and D Wade? No, Dirk and D Wade. How they remixed the All-Star weekend for them. Yeah, I'm remixing how free agency is done for LeBron, Steph, and Clay until they retire. Every season, y'all are free agents, bruh. And y'all's cap hit is only 15 million to that team. That's how I would run it. If it were my league, that's how it'd be getting in. Cause the Warriors ain't gonna be doing jack, bruh. They don't know what Jimmy's gonna look like. Hopefully Jimmy is healthy, but we don't know when he's coming back. We don't know what he's gonna look like. We don't know like if they're gonna be a good team. Cause without Jimmy, they're not a good team. We seen that like multiple times since he's stepped foot in that arena. When Jimmy doesn't play, that team doesn't win. It's kind of that simple. So yeah, unless they gonna get away with sending Jimmy to the Washington and Washington's down to send AD over there, and then they can go get Bron. Like unless they find a way to get that super team going, get the Warriors, get Steph out of there, bro. Clippers are heading in the young direction, led by Darius Garland basically, and Ben Mathurin, and now Brandon Ingram. Like they're young. I do wonder what's gonna happen with John Collins. He's gonna be a very interesting free agent signing. Whoever he goes could swing like that whole championship odds. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting for sure. Not really much on them though. Outside of that, they're just really going the young route. They're not bad, but like they're just going the young route. The Lakers. Rob Pelinka is on the clock, folks. Rob Pelinka is on the clock. You know how they do the clock for the draft? We on the free agency clock. If this man strikes out at the free agency, get him out of here, bro. I'm not even joking. Get him out of here. That's where I'm at with Rob Pelinka at this point. Either he comes through on what he told Luka that 2026 he was gonna get him this, get him that, and the team's gonna look like this, look like that. Bro, you've been selling that for 2 off seasons now. So hey, here we are. Um, basically, we need a center, we need a bench, we need a starting four, we need a starting three. We need 3 starters, bro. We need 3 starters and we need a bench. And yeah, we only got Luka Austin and DeAndre Ayton. Everybody else, including Ayton, you can throw Ayton in there. Everybody else probably on the move. Ayton probably on the move. He picked up that option, but I think he's on the move. So yeah, I'm not gonna stick too much on the Lakers because I started off this stream with the Lakers and like the whole LeBron saga going on right now. But yeah, LeBron's basically saying he wants to be on a contender. In my mind, if you left the Lakers, who were a top 6 team in the NBA last season, then it's only 5 other teams. You can throw Miami and Toronto in there just because they just made deals that like help them elevate. But there's only 5 teams that you could say for sure were better than the Lakers from a regular season to playoffs. And how do you go around the whole league saying, "Hey, I'm available, but I want to win a championship"? Like to me, you should only be talking to 5 teams. And if you're gonna do that, you should be at the Spurs door right now. Like that's where I'm at with that. But yeah, I've got that off. If you want to go back and watch the beginning of this stream, and you'll see me talking about it. But yeah, definitely We gotta get a 4 man. We gotta get a three. We gotta get some bench play, man. I do like the draft pick though. Cam Carr, love that deal. Love that pickup. Austin, not mad at the deal. Wish it would have been for less. Detroit kind of got us by like making us scary that he would leave. But yeah, wish it would have been a little bit less just for more flexibility. But with no Braun now, potentially no Rui, like, hey man, you got cap space now. You gotta figure it out. I know it ain't gonna be like strictly free agents. I did see an article where he's trying to like Rob's trying to trade people into the salary cap. So I'm not sure who he's going after in that instance because all the names that we keep seeing are names that are like free agents. So I am interested to see or know who he's looking at for trades into the cap space. Uh, so yeah, a guy like Drew Holiday, I think he's at 36 million. Wouldn't be mad at a Drew Holiday addition, but I mean Trey Murphy, I'd be down for that. Um, the other kid from New Orleans, I see his face, can't think of his name. Lefty Herb Jones, I'd be down for that. With them two as a coming together basically. Am I missing like a comment? It's showing weird right here. Maybe not. Nah. Okay, so that's the Lakers front for the most part. Everybody kind of knows what we're looking for. But the Suns, we're almost done. We got 6 more teams. 7 more teams, including the Suns. But the Suns, I guess I can do this until I go through all these teams. We came this far, might as well finish. The Suns, they got Miles Bridges the other day. They let go of Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen. Two good shooters that the Hornets probably will flip. I'm almost certain they will flip those guys into something because those are valuable players. Those are really good 3-point shooters and role players. So yeah. They re-signed Gillespie and they re-signed Williams, Mark Williams. So yeah, the Suns are kind of running it back with the addition of Miles Bridges to that team, minus Grayson and Royce. I'm not sure what I think about the Suns yet. I haven't put much thought into it. Just on the surface, hopefully Devin Booker is a little bit better than he was last year. He was good last year, but I think he could be better. Hopefully Jalen Green figures out some things. Consistency is one of those things. Dylan Brooks, hopefully for them, like he comes back and has a better shooting season. He wasn't that great shooting. He was really high volume, but accuracy was not really there. Um, I don't know. They're just one of those weird teams where they do have talent now. Like under the new ownership, he's been really, really aggressive and not sitting back and like just waiting for things to happen. So he's been finding talent. Now it's becoming like, can y'all cultivate talent and make it into something productive on the NBA floor? Like that's the sign of a great organization. And that's the thing that they've been struggling with, to be honest. Like they can go get talent. It's just how they fix it to mix it, like that's where they start to fail. And then the injury luck doesn't help. So yeah, Phoenix is a cool team. 9, 10 in the NBA. Probably a little bit lower than they were last year because I think last year they were stuck on 8 for the longest. I think they're gonna be like 9, 10 ish if everything goes right for the other teams. Because I don't think anybody like just went down the list. You got OKC, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Wolves, and then you had, who am I missing? Who's the other team in the mix that was high? Who was the 6 seed last year? Was it Minnesota? I think it was Minnesota. Last year it was for sure OKC, for sure the Spurs, for sure the Nuggets, for sure the Lakers, and then I think it was Minnesota right after them. Let me double check that. Lakers. Oh yeah, Rockets. I totally forgot about the Rockets. Rockets, Minnesota, Portland, and then Phoenix. So Phoenix finished. Portland finished seventh. How did they sneak in seventh last year? Oh yeah, they did get hot late in the season. Denny did go on a little torture session. So yeah, Portland's gonna definitely move up. Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. Yeah, I think Phoenix probably be like 9-10 again. Sacramento. Don't know what's going on with Sacramento. You never really know what's going on with Sacramento, to be honest. But let me check to make sure nobody said nothing. No, no new deals. Oops, wrong button. No new deals. For Sacramento, I think Sacramento has two guys that they should invest in. There's A Cup Jr. and what's the other kid? God dog, his name just left my mind. Let me just look. I want to say it starts with a C. I like him a lot though. Sacramento. They didn't really give him a shot that much last season, but I think they will this season. Nick Clifford. I knew it was a C. Clifford and Darius. I feel like they should just give them the keys right now. Whatever they blossom into, they blossom into. But at least you giving them the full reins to say, "Hey, go find your potential. Go find your place in this league. We giving you that right now." They should just tomorrow just be like, or after the free agency is done, Darius and Nick, this is your team. Zach Levine, give me a list of teams you like to go to. We're gonna try to get you there, bro. That's what I would be doing if I was Sacramento. But Sacramento. So they probably just gonna lean into more Sabonis, more Zach Levine, more DeMar DeRozan. I would be like, hey, give me a team. You might, hey, DeMar in Toronto. That wouldn't be that bad. But um, actually, I probably would do something like that if I was the Kings. Try to get DeMar for like RJ or something like that. I mean, but granted, RJ is the better player. But yeah, um, Sacramento, don't run it back with the OGs, bro. Just get the guys out the building. Just let the young guys rock. Just let them get better. The same way the Mavs are doing with Coop and what they're gonna do with the pick they just got. Yeah, just let them rock out, bro. That's what I would do if I was Sacramento. Start looking for deals for these older guys. Try to get as much value as you can for them. If it ain't that much value there for them, just let them let you know where they want to go and try to get them there. The Mavs, I expect to be bad. I do think the Mavs should be looking to move Kyrie. I'm pretty sure they are entertaining, listening to offers, seeing where like his value is right now. But they probably want to put him on the floor first, let teams see that he's okay, and then start trying to like pitch deals. I think that's most likely what's gonna happen. But I think Kyrie will be moved during the season. Just after everybody sees, oh yeah, Kyrie's still Kyrie. Or not. If he's not Kyrie, then more likely than he stays. Or value just goes down. Somebody can get him for the cheap. You get a lesser Kyrie, but you don't have to give up much. So, and a lesser Kyrie is still good on certain teams, even this next team we're about to talk about. The Mavs, you're just going all in on Cooper at this point. Get rid of Clay, figure out somewhere for him to go. I honestly would be listening to deals for Lively. If the Lakers wanted Lively right now, I would try to hustle them for him because truth be told, Rob would like try to go for that. Gafford, PJ, they have assets that real teams that want to win right now could use. So the Mavs could just load up on draft capital by offloading that championship roster group for the most part. They got rid of Luca already. They lost DJ. So they still have the other guys from that team, the starting five from that team, and their six man. But yeah, that's what I would be trying to do if I was them. Rockets are kind of in the same boat as the Lakers. Their GM just has to wake up and actually do some GMing, bruh. At this point, yeah, it's cool saying I'm not gonna take risk. I'm not gonna just throw away my draft capital for X, Y, and Z. At some point, bro, if you want to win, you gotta start taking a risk. I don't care if it's a small minimal risk or a risk that ain't like really a risk, but you can sell it as a risk. You got to start doing something, bro. You can't just go this whole off season after just going that whole season and not making a move. I understand the idea of yeah, this team is good as is potentially, but bro, the NBA shuffles every 6 months. What was good 6 months ago ain't necessarily good going forward. So if you're not in that boat where our good stood the test of the 6 month wave, then it's time to start reshuffling, bro. And you're not that good. You just saw it in the playoffs. Your best player went down, and your second and third best players could not get enough play to get more than one win on a Laker team without their best two players, down to their 41-year-old and Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard. Like, y'all couldn't beat that team, bro. Like, y'all got some really mirror checking to do. I did see reports that Marcus is all but for sure a Rocket at this point. So I expect that news to start coming through eventually. Marcus Smart to the Rockets eventually. So they got another guy that's a good defensive guy, but really ain't on the shooting side. Like, they just refuse to fill in the holes of their roster, and I don't understand why. They had a chance to go get Andre Drummond when Steven Adams went down. They said forget it. They had a chance to go get a point guard that even if you got past the idea of Fred VanVleet's not coming back this season, hey, we'll have him next season. At least you got another guard on the roster that is going to be of use even when he's back. Because to me, and it's worse now because we got more information about him actually blowing out his whole knee. Like, why was that kept a secret for so long? I don't understand. But you know what? Did Fred just tank his trade value on purpose? That never hit me till now. He low key might have tanked his trade value on purpose. Hmm. Which makes me believe the thought that I did have originally was, um, the Rockets do plan on moving him. Dang, that's just now crossing my mind. I think Fred might have tanked his value on purpose by saying that he blew out his whole knee. That's crazy. But yeah, you at least would have had another guard on the roster to go along with Fred, just in case he did not actually tear out his whole knee, but he did come back this following season. Because there was rumors that he might come back in the last season, and clearly that was a lie. But I don't know. Rockets in their injury reports, and the league in general with their injury reports they're a little phony now, or like shady now. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the Rockets. Go get a point guard that can shoot and play make, and or play make at a high level enough to where the shooting isn't that bad. Ja Morant, but it's too late for that. But I was on that boat. Go get Ja. Ja went for nothing. Now the Rockets sitting here with a dumb face, no point guard, still. And their starting point guard projected to be a 30-something-year-old coming off a blown knee. Like, all right, bruh. Um, they need shooting. They have not done anything to fix that. They also need consistent play from their young guys. Like, that part is just the young guys just got to get better. But yeah, they got to figure out the whole Tari contract thing. I'm not even sure where that's at right now. Like, I've heard nothing about that at all. So I don't know where that's headed. No idea where that's headed. But they need to figure it out. And they need to figure it out fast because Kevin Durant is going into year 20. Still playing at an all NBA level. Like, in my mind, you got to maximize that, bruh. That don't mean throw away the whole form, your whole treasure chest, as I'm mentioning in one of my videos, of assets. But, bro, like, go do something. This whole sitting around and waiting for the perfect deal to come to your lap that you fleece somebody or you got somebody for the cheap that was really, really good. Like, bro, no. Like, Anthony Edwards, the idea, because I heard a lot of Rockets fans saying this like a week ago. Don't trade all your assets to go get, or this was previously. Don't trade all your assets to go get Donovan Mitchell. They were on that train. Don't trade all your assets to get Kevin Durant. They were on that train. They got him for cheap. Got lucky. Don't trade all your assets to go get who was it at the time? Giannis, a top 5 NBA player. They don't want to trade their assets for a top 5 NBA player. But apparently, hold off and hold those same assets for a top 6 or 7 best player in Anthony Edwards. Granted, the age difference, I get it. But It's funny to say don't spend your assets on a top 5 player, but yeah, it's fine to go get a top 7 player. Like, nigga, what? But either way, um, they didn't want to do that, and then it became, oh no, let's save our assets so that we can go get an Anthony Edwards after that Julius Randle trade happened. Just for 3 or 4 days later, oh, Minnesota went and got LaMelo Ball. There goes that whole Anthony Edwards thing, which honestly, truth be told, he still might be on the table depending on how this LaMelo thing goes. I think that's why Minnesota swung so hard too, because it's like, hey, if we don't swing hard right now, Cat just won a championship, bruh, and he was a leading. He's one of the leading reasons why they won a championship. I don't think Ant's gonna be happy about this. So hey, Julius, you got to get out the. I think they had to get Julius out the room because if Ant seen Julius' face, it would piss him off. I think that's really what happened. I think if Anthony Edwards came into the locker room in October, and what when they go back to training camp, October, August, September. If Anthony Edwards stepped foot in that Minnesota training facility in September, and he saw Julius Randle's face after just seeing Cat win an NBA championship, I think he would have went crazy. And I think the office knew that, so they had to hurry up and get him out of there. I genuinely believe this. This ain't even like me yapping. I genuinely believe. And if he would have seen Julius' face when he got to training camp for next season, he would have lost his mind because they traded Cat for him, and then he just watched Cat help a team to the maximum level go win a championship. So if you're Ant, what would you be thinking? Exactly. So I think that's where Minnesota is on that front. But I think the Rockets need to be aggressive, man. Y'all got all these assets. What's the point of having all these assets if you're never gonna be aggressive with them? Are you just waiting for the right draft to come along to where you redraft these same players that you just drafted, but hopefully better versions of them? Like, what's the goal here? Like, I need Stone to come on a mic, give the direction that he's going in for this offseason. Like, give us a window into your thinking going into this offseason. And then once we hear that, whether you try to BS us or not, we can see through it. We can hear and see what you're trying to do, and then we'll see your moves, and then we'll know, oh, he's not serious about winning. He's serious about drafting and drafting and drafting some more guys. Like, which in turn will kind of tell me you don't believe in the young guys that you keep trying to hold on to. Like, yeah, Rockets, y'all got to be aggressive. And by aggressive, I don't mean stupid. I mean aggressive. Like, don't just sit around. Memphis, I literally have nothing on Memphis outside of RIP to Brandon Clark, and hopefully Memphis figures out something for their future. I don't know if they're gonna be in Memphis long, but hopefully they figure out something. Ty Jerome, somebody on a contender needs to go snag that fella. The young guy, what's my guy's name? Gigi. My guy Gigi. Somebody needs to snag him up. Cam Boozer. This is the guy I was talking about earlier. I don't think Cam Boozer is gonna be what people are portraying him to be. I've yet to see every game I've watched of him. I've yet to see this elite NBA player. Like, I don't see it. I think he's an undersized 4 who played 5 in college. I think his skill set is, in theory, it works for modern basketball, but it also feels like an old game that just it gets by in this era, if that makes sense. Like, he's not elite at anything, so like it pops up on the screen that he can do these things, but I don't think he can do any of them at a high enough level to say, hey, he's going to be the best player on the NBA team or the second best player on the NBA team. Like, I just don't see it. Like, I've heard people compare him to Joker, and I actually, like, as somebody that be hating on Joker, like, not really hating, but like fake hate on Joker, bruh, this man ain't touching Joker's boxers, bruh. So, like, yeah, Memphis, salute. I'll be watching some games just to see if my Cam Boozer take is true or not. But outside of that, Memphis low key should just get out the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. Same for this next team, New Orleans Pelicans. Memphis and New Orleans can just get out the NBA. Forget. Um, Actually, if it was up to me, I wouldn't do expansions. I would just remove two teams, and those would be the two teams. Actually, I'll remove like four teams. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Uh, New Orleans. New Orleans is in a position of y'all need to pick a direction as well. Kind of similar to what I was saying about Atlanta. This team just needs to go ahead and just get rid of Zion for the highest bidder. Get rid of Murphy and Herb for the highest bidder, and just see what Fears has. See what what's my guy, the big I forgot his name. I'll be quick to draw a blank for names, man. I see faces all day, but names will definitely get me, man. That's why trivia, whipping my butt on trivia. If it's names involved, brother. Uh, I know he's a junior. What's my guy's name? I actually like him as a player too. Queen. He's not even a junior. Queen, nice. Hey, so some Rockets fan did throw me out a proposal idea of Rockets should go after Sadiq Bey, and I was not mad at him saying that. Actually, he was debating me because I mentioned Ja. His rebuttal was instead of going to get Ja, we should go get a guy like Sadiq. But I was of the mindset you could get both, and after seeing what Ja went for, you definitely could get both. Could have got both, but Stone just acting like a stone, just sitting there. Oh man. So that's what I got on New Orleans. Just go back into like trying to see what you can do in the draft, bro. That's kind of where I'm at on them. And then you got the Spurs. The Spurs have potential to be. I know this might sound crazy, but the Spurs have the potential to become a dynasty. If we're being real, it's two teams in this league that at this point have potential dynasty or dynasty potential, and that's the Spurs and OKC. I had the Celtics in there, but the Celtics have done so many things to like just eat away at their roster and the chemistry of that team that I don't think they can bounce back from that. So I've removed them from that circle. For like the last 2 years, I thought it was them three or them two, OKC and Celtics. Now I see it as OKC and Spurs. The Spurs have everything you need except perimeter shooting that is consistent. Their guards are so wishy washy as shooters, and that's ultimately like their biggest problem on offense. Their guards are wishy washy at shooting, and then their other problem is they're too small when Wimby's off the floor. So they kind of sure that up to me in the draft. I don't. I do believe those guys will play actual minutes this season too. The bigs, as long as they're healthy. And I think Dylan Hopper is gonna have a bigger role this season. I think Fox is still gonna be a starter, but I think he'll play kind of like he did in the playoffs in the aspect of he'll be deferring a lot. Now, one of the things I think that they need to do better this season is having a hierarchy and an understanding of like the hierarchy ain't always gotta be the same every night, if that makes sense. Like if somebody has it going, like just naturally it would be like, hey, keep them going. So like in the finals, coach was just strong on De'Aaron Fox is gonna be our closer. He has not been having a rhythm since probably February, but we gonna keep going to him as the closer in the NBA Finals of all places when he just clearly did not have it. Like whether it be because of his ankle or because he just was not in a good rhythm that playoff run because of the ankle potentially, or whatever it is. The brother was just not in the rhythm as a scorer, and you could see he wasn't confident as a scorer either. Because there was plenty of times where he would make moves to score, and it's like, bro, why don't you do this more often? Why do you like sit back so much and allow defenses to just get off easy without you being aggressive? So they kept spamming, hey, in the fourth quarter, De'Aaron Fox, you're our guy. I get that, but if you're gonna do that, then he needs to be involved in quarters 1, 2, and 3, way more than he has been. But you can't do that because Castle needs the ball. Harper's gonna come off the bench and demand the ball, which they're good with the ball in their hands, but so is D Fox. So if you're gonna have that problem, the you need to shore up some other spots if you're not going to fix that problem. And I think they kind of shored up one of those emphasis, which was rim protection when Wimby's out the game and rebounding when he's out the game. And then I think their next move is to get shooters. I think they're gonna go out. I seen they're gonna go after Rui, which makes a lot of sense because Rui is a shooter. And then Rui can rebound. I wouldn't be like, oh, he's one of the best rebounders, but he can rebound. So he would help the team in multiple aspects. And I think they would be if they got Rui. I think they would be the leading. They would be leading the pack for me for going to the NBA Finals and winning. I would have to see what everybody else does, but right now, even right now, I have them being the favorites, and I'm using favorites so loosely right now because I do think OKC, Spurs, and I don't know really out of the East. I don't believe the Knicks are gonna run it back. I mean, are gonna go back to the finals, but I mean, it could happen. So yeah, it's just in limbo right now. This is gonna be a very interesting NBA season. One of those seasons where I think you're gonna have to watch the season to see how it plays out. And as it's playing out, I mentioned this earlier. As it's playing out, it'll start to give you what to look for going for the rest of the season. Like some seasons you walk into and you just know, hey, these four teams right here, those are going to be the four teams at the end, and one of those four teams is going to win the championship because they're just head and shoulders above everybody. For a long time, that one of those teams were the Warriors, the Cavs, like the late 2010s. Warriors and Cavs, Thunder, Rockets. Those were the teams. Celtics, if they can get it going. Miami, if they can get it going. Like the East was kind of a, if they can get it going at the right time, they will boost up type of conference. Um, and then you got here in the 2020s, and it's been like I would say every other year is probably like three, maybe four teams where it's like, yeah, they might, it's gonna be between them. And then lately you've been having like just outlier teams that you find out during the season, oh, they're one of those. Like last year, it was the Pacers. This year it was the Spurs and also the Blazers. Um, Next year I think it's gonna be multiple teams next year. Where it's like you're watching that team, you're like, oh snap, like I did this last season with the Spurs. I was watching the Spurs game in I think November. Yeah, it was November. I'm watching the game and like I had been watching them since the season started. And maybe what I would say like 4 months, 4 weeks into the season, I was like, yeah, the Spurs could actually make a Western Conference Finals run. And like that was the first time I felt that after watching them for so many games in that season. Like it was just clear, like, oh, they figured it out and they have the pieces. It's just gonna be a matter of can they stay healthy throughout the season. So knowing that knowing what they had on the roster and like what they were capable of, and then seeing them start to piece it together as the season was going. In November, I seen it and I was like, yeah, that could be a conference, Western Conference final team. By the time we got to like January, I knew like, oh yeah, they're doing it if they stay healthy. And that's around the time they kept beating OKC as well. So like you can see it like when you're watching the team enough, you can see if that team's serious, like gonna be competing later in the season. And then and when you watch the game a lot, you can kind of see like what teams need to adjust to for the playoffs and what they need to get ready for in the playoffs via trade or signings or whatnot. Like or players that have been injured that need to get healthy that can fix this hole right here. That's why the Rocket season messes with me so much. All the holes were shown early, and the GM said, "Forget it. Maybe not our year." Like in in November, bro. Like in November, you can see Amin Thomas is not the point guard. Reed Shepard is not ready. Literally was saying this. Steven Adams as the short roll guy is not it. Tari needs to Tari needs more minutes. Tari needs to be in the starting lineup. Like these were things where like you're watching these games, and you're like, oh, okay. If they adjust to this, they'll be fine. If they go get this, they'll be fine. They need a point guard. Clear as day, this team needed a point guard. And I'm willing to bet that if they would have got a point guard that was a really good playmaker, or not even have to say be really good. They were really good with the ball in their hands to play make for themselves or to shoot, being able to shoot on catch and shoot opportunities. That team would have made a conference final run. I think they would have been able to beat OKC because OKC was like once OKC got to the playoffs, their whole like what I would call their armor was like tainted. Like the Spurs had already beat them in the regular season and kind of like took their mojo a little bit, to be honest, during the regular season. And then once the playoffs started, Shea just could not get like into regular season mode again. Like he had a good series. To me, he had a good series against Phoenix. Like the numbers are gonna be skewed because the series was so short. And like if you have really high highs, the lows will get covered up because those highs were so high in the short term, like in a short sample size. And I think that's kind of what he did in Phoenix. Like he had some amazing moments, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he was like MVP caliber for that series. Because to me, if he was playing as MVP form, he would have averaged like 42 ish against that team, and that's not even like being exaggerating. I think he would have averaged 40 something against that team if he was in Shea MVP mode, but he wasn't. And then versus the Lakers, he wasn't in that either. So it's like if if um if the Rockets would have came up against them healthy, of course, with a point guard and have touched some of their glaring holes during the regular season, they literally could have made a Western Conference final run. Now I do think they would have lost to the Spurs just because the Spurs had everything that you can ask for amongst all the teams in the West this season. In the league, really. I think the Spurs were the best team this season ultimately. But shout out to the Knicks for doing what they're supposed to do. But yeah, so that's kind of where I was with the Spurs. So I'm gonna be interested to see what team or what teams start to like from October, the end of October when the season starts to like mid to late November, heading into like December. Around that time, you kind of see like, oh yeah, that team might be for real. I feel like the Blazers are gonna be one of those teams. I really do. So mark that down. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do think that the Blazers are gonna be one of those teams where like come December, early December, we're gonna be like, oh snap, Blazers might make a conference final run. Like I think they're gonna be one of those. But yeah, I'm Lake Show Jerry. It was fun. Let's see if anything else happened. Something did happen, but minor. Keon Ellis has agreed to a 2-year, $18 million guaranteed deal with the Brooklyn Nets. Of course, Sean Marks, of course, just giving away $9 million per year. Goodness. The deal negotiated by Mark Ballstein a Priority Sports contains a full mutual option that fully guarantees the 18 million. Bruh, he just got 18 million and couldn't even get in a playoff game, bruh. Yeah. Sean Mark's different, bruh. But yeah, I don't think really anything crazy is gonna jump off tonight. Um if teams wanna like get crazy, I think they're gonna wait a little bit. But yeah, I'm Lake Show Jerry. Do me a favor if you've not done so, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you go like my videos, go watch them, go tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to come watch and tune in with Lake Show Jerry. I'm gonna be here all off season. I've been ramping up my content. Hopefully, I'm getting better for you guys. But it's almost 3 hours. We're running on 3 hours. We like literally a minute and 20 seconds away from 3 hours of free agency being day one being open, and not too much is going on. Before we head off, I'm just gonna let you know who went where so far thus far. The biggest one to me so far has been Tim Hardaway Jr. to the Miami Heat, which I don't know if he's gonna be a starter or not. I don't think he fully knows. Like Miami doesn't know. Miami still needs to put some stuff together for Giannis. Shout out to Miami for getting Giannis. I didn't mention that earlier. Pat Riley finally got a big fish again. Um, but yeah, I think that was the biggest one thus far. Woj hit us with a DeAndre Jordan update to start things. Like, all right, bruh. He's not being serious right now. So I don't think anything of craziness. Maybe something might pop off around midnight. Like, you know how Woj gets down. Bro can't sleep around this time. But yeah, I don't think anything crazy is gonna pop off in the immediate. I probably should have known that coming in because the NBA keeps hawking down on like acting like they're actually doing deals the right way and not tampering. But yeah, I'm Lake Show Jerry. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you tap in with Lake Show Jerry. And as always, God loves you, I love you, and like we say in H Town, peace.